Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Longview Lobo football here on Longview Game Day. It is Homecoming 2025, and how about we introduce the crowd that we've got sitting up here. I'm Chuck Zach, along with Keaton Daniels and Frank Sides, and we are expecting big things in a huge rivalry game, number 115 between the Marshall Mavericks and the Longview Lobos. We're missing an integral part of, obviously, the proceedings tonight. That is Coach John King, who's watching us from, I'm assuming from a prone position, but hopefully in good spirits as we get ready to start this game in about 20 minutes.
Absolutely. Coach King told me to let you guys know he is tuned in, he is watching, and Lobo up. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast, Coach, and hope you got a smile on your face. We love you. We miss you. We can't wait to have you back with us as well.
And if anything goes wrong, it's Frank's fault.
No,
so
yeah.
You know that, Coach.
He said he's going to be in the comment section, so y'all take it easy. I think we know better than that.
It's 86 degrees here in Longview tonight. It's a perfect football night for the first weekend of September. And the Lobos going to look to try to extend a domination in their series with the Mavericks. It goes back 24 wins in the last 25 appearances. John King wouldn't want to talk about that other one, that one loss in the middle of that, but a pretty dominating run. Lobos lead this thing 67-42-5. And what else can you say? When it's rivalry games, there's a little bit more oomph to it. We got homecoming, there's a little more oomph to that.
Yes.
And we want to play for John King, and there's a little more oomph to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lobos should be focused and very, very ready to play tonight.
I came up here in the booth sweating like I still had some juice or life in me left to play. So let you know I got a little oomph in me as well. So,
Well, in your defense, that never goes away. You're dreaming about the Lobos.
hey, man, love these guys before I started playing, and I still love them to this day like I'm still part of the program. And if anybody will tell you, I am still part of it. So I'm just glad to be here, just to call myself still a Lobo.
And with Coach King out tonight, really the man of the evening is longtime assistant coach Oscar Wilson, who is the interim head coach now for the duration until Coach King returns. And he's a man who's ready. He's up for this task. He's focused on this task. He has been, we joked in the pregame, he's kind of all over the media circuit this week, but he has never wavered from the interviews I've watched and the one that we did with him. We've got a plan. We're executing the plan, and we're ready to go.
Absolutely.
And Keaton can probably speak on this better than I can, but even from just our 5 years here, that man, from all accounts, is exactly the same today as he was 47 years ago. He brings it every day, every week, and he is Lobo football.
And we said this before in our pregame show. You know, the standard was set and laid way before he came here. It's going to be gone. It's going to be here long when we're all gone here. But the standard is the standard, and the standard is what the guys before us came out here and played with. And you owe it to yourself to go out there and play for them and play for the guys in front of you. And it doesn't matter who's out there, who's on the sideline. He's going to want you to play hard because we're built different. This is what we're here for, and we need to go out there and show them.
And speaking of built different, we'll put this on the screen a few times tonight. There's a QR code you can scan. Support Coach King. You're built like a king. You're fight like a king, built different shirt. We want everybody in the city of Longview rocking this for the next couple weeks. You know me and Keaton are, and we absolutely hope you will do the same.
Can't wait.
Well, it's a good-looking shirt. I wonder who designed that.
Let me put that back up on the screen. I forgot. I got to scan it with the QR code.
Yeah, who did the design of that, Frank?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
You did a really good job.
You're not kidding. Boy, I tell you what.
Love it.
They ought to get a lot of credit for that.
I might be the only person on the planet that snuck a picture of him wearing that hat at a spring game.
That's a good-looking shirt there. I can't wait to see everybody in it. Man, and just show up and show out and just show your John King pride.
Yeah, and got to give the department a lot of credit this week. Without Coach King here, they've hadn't missed a beat. Johnny's working overtime, taking care of some of the admin stuff. Coach Wilson's been all over the place handling the head coach and media stuff. You know, we talked to Coach Sanders on the field before the game tonight. I told him, to be honest with you, this is the least enviable position I can possibly imagine is calling plays for the first time without John King on the sideline. So he said he's ready for it. The kids are ready. I'm excited.
Same thing with the defense of Coach Barry. He's always ready to go.
I didn't mention that because that's a given. Coach Barry's defense is ready to rock.
He gave me a few insights, but I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what this Marshall team try to do to come out and then see how we're going to line up and fight against them.
Let's talk about this Maverick team for a minute. Last year, Longview beat them 42-7. Had a new head coach last year, Jason Hammett, who really got them through an outstanding year. They only had 3 losses. Longview, Texas High, South Oak Cliff. There's no embarrassment in those 3 losses on your record. He did an outstanding job. And just to give you an idea, during Coach King's time here at Longview, Marshall has gone through 8 different head coaches. Jason Hammett's the 8th one. And so what he did last year was outstanding. He's looking to try to do the same thing this year. They got an opening week win over Tyler in a 43-42 shootout. They had to come from behind to get that win. And their guys are quarterback. If you stop Alton Henderson, you've got a chance to stop the Mavericks. If you do not, he will cause you headaches all night long. Alton ran for 230 last week and scored 4 touchdowns, as well as throwing for 103 yards. His back with him, Denaj Montgomery, had another 116 yards. So they ran all over Tyler. You know that's going to be their game plan. As you said, John Barry's up for that task with a team that you know is going to run. They're going to be keying on that quarterback, and they just got to tackle better than last week.
Yeah, I asked him earlier, too. I said the safety's going to have to come downhill and fill in place. Of course, the quarterback running, you got an extra blocker there. And if you don't come down and hit him fast, he's going to roll up 6, 10, and just continue to keep wearing you down. And then next thing you know, he can have a 100 to 200-yard game like he did last week if you don't show up. Show up early.
Secondary is a point of concern for the Lobos. They lost Bubba White last week to a knee injury. He's done for the year, it looks like, and so as a result, they're going to have to be next man up. And that will be tested a little bit tonight. Maybe not necessarily throwing the ball all over the place, but coming up and making tackles and being solid in your assignments. That's going to be a key for the secondary tonight.
Yes, sir. Hey, baptism by fire is how we call it. Next man is up. Your job, your name is being called. What are you going to do to answer it?
We weren't on air, so you didn't see this, but I'm predicting a big night from your safety, T.J. Jackson. Just saw his older sister win homecoming queen with his dad on the field. Jabari looking fly as you could possibly look. I told him that's too much sauce for a Friday night.
Hey, it looks like they're going for a trifecta because the volleyball girls got a win earlier. Then Trin wins homecoming queen. Now, only thing left is for the football team to take care of business, right?
Well, TJ get a pick 6, and we'll just who's got a better night?
Who has it better than us?
TJ. She gets homecoming queen. He gets a pick 6. I don't know.
That's a win-win for the Jackson household.
Yeah, they got to buy lunch for everybody tomorrow. Lobos last week fell behind the Panthers of Lufkin 14-0. Couple of drives that just lost some momentum early in the game, but down 14-0. They did not waver at all. They outscored Lufkin 41-2 the rest of the way. 41-16 was the final. It was a coming out party really for quarterback Trey Hamilton, who not only had a nice day throwing the ball, but he led the team in rushing with 93 yards on the ground. And this is a multi-headed monster that Longview's rolling out this year in the backfield. Not only Mason Washington, who's been here for a few years now with this program, Keelan Cummins had a big day at fullback. We saw a couple of more backs that were new to the conversation that weren't part of this last year, but Caden Graves and McCaden Frazier also contributed with yards and or touchdowns last week. And so there's guys coming from every direction in the backfield for the Lobos. You know they love to run. You know that Coach Sanders and his offense are going to want to move the ball around a little bit. They did a great job using the tight end last week. Lots of weapons. You got lots of opportunities, I think, against a Maverick team that gave up 42 last week.
So are you trying to tell us for the first time ever the Lobos have a stable of running backs?
No. No.
Well, shocker, right?
It was impressive to see us. It didn't matter who was running the ball. Just as long as once they got their name called, they was out there. They showed up and they showed out. It was good to see Trey settle down, and once he settled down, he was making all the right reads. Those passes to the tight end, those was key. I guarantee you Lufkin didn't see that coming. Tight end showed up big for us. It was just a team effort. Shout out to the offensive linemen there. They had some big blocks that was able to spring him and Cummins, and along with Mason throughout the night.
And with Jacaden Davis being so talented behind Trey, it feels like we're going to be a little bit more open to the idea of Trey using his legs to help the offense out, because if you lose Trey, again, purely hypothetical, the drop-off isn't there. You got a talented young man backing him up.
Yeah, we're not going to even think about that because
no, we're not.
Because
Trey,
bad thoughts.
I told Trey he looked faster out there, and he said, "Man, I spent all summer getting ready for this moment," and he looked like he was there too. So
last week's win was number 235 for John King. And a sidebar before the Lobos run out here, we lost G.A. Moore today. One of the winningest coaches in Texas high school football history. He was the winningest until the last few years, but at 86 years old, 429 wins and 8 state championships, he passes away earlier today. So our thoughts are certainly with the folks in Salina, Pilot Point, and with the Moore family, because he's a legend in the state of Texas. And it's hard to believe John King's got 235, and G.A. Moore had 200 more wins than that. How do you even do that?
Man, when you compare King to Coach Moore's numbers, man, my goodness. But well said by him. My thoughts and prayers are with the Moore family.
Yep. All right. Well, we got the girls coming out and lining them up. That means the guys are getting ready to come out of the blow-up Lobo helmet, and we're about to get the festivities started here tonight.
I got one question for you guys before the boys come out here. Are you ready for some football?
If you're not, you're in the wrong place. Just saying. If you're not, you're in the wrong place.
Absolutely. No time is better than right now, and here we are finna get it going.
Lobos back-to-back home games to open the year. They'll be on the road the next couple of weeks, but we're going to enjoy homecoming and the Mavericks, and here come the Lobos. And if you see it near the front of the line, you'll see somebody carrying a hat that looks really familiar. That's John King's practice sideline, you name it hat. That's I think that's DeCarrion Bryce that's carrying it out today, and it's going to be the symbol of John King being here tonight. His hat's here, even if he's not here. We got that piece of him on the field with us.
Man, I got chills seeing that, man. I got chills watching it. That right there just hits different, man, and you just love it. You love the respect that each and every one of these players has for Coach King. Coach, we love you. We hope you got a smile on your face, man. Can't wait to talk to you about this game.
And if you remember last week, where it was a touchdown scored, Beckett Cox went right to our end zone camera, showed on his own.
Who we doing it for?
Who we doing this for? We know who we're doing this for. That's exactly the way this team is programmed for tonight. I don't expect them to be too foolish tonight. I think they're going to be very focused and on point tonight.
I think we got our first game jitters out of the way. These guys look locked in and focused throughout practice. That when I got a chance to see them yesterday, these guys are ready to roll, and I absolutely can't wait to see it.
It looks like the captains are going to walk out on the field with John King's hat as well. So, Coach, again, you're going to hear it all night, but we love you. We miss you. We hope you got a big old smile on your face, but take it easy.
Yeah, be kind to us tonight, Coach.
Yeah.
You be kind to us.
A different perspective tonight than you're used to having, I'm sure.
Let's give you the other coaches, by the way, who are carrying the mantle tonight without Coach King here. Of course, Oscar Wilson, we mentioned. Tim Sanders is the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. Jalen Claiborne at receivers. Chad Hancock and Henry Hill take care of the offensive line. David Ashley, the tight ends. John Berry, the DC. Josh Rankin, the special teams coordinator, and the safeties coach. Scott Hart with linebackers. Brandon Bonds, Pat House with the rest of the defense. Those gentlemen, a little heavier burden this week, but they are up to the task, I think, just as much as this group of players are.
One man, one sound, one heartbeat. This team is ready to grow. It doesn't matter who's here. We all got business to take care of.
And if you're on the other side of the field, it's never encouraging when the Lobos have even more to play for.
Yeah. All right, the crowd's still filling in tonight here at Lobo Stadium. We got homecoming. We got little kids down there on the track. We've got the band that was in full throat early as we were on the set doing the pregame. We are just waiting for captains to come out as the clock is down to the last 5 minutes before kickoff. It's a smaller Maverick squad. There aren't a whole lot of players on the sideline, looks like, this year for Marshall.
Not at all here. It looks like they can take one bus to get here if they decided to. But I guarantee you, these guys are going to come out and play us hard, at least to start out. And then we're going to see how we're going to let the chips fall where they may after that.
The captains tonight for the Lobos, and they typically go numerically, seniors down the line. So this is week 2. It's number 10, Jordan Hobbs. It's number 14, Takarian Bryce. And it's number 18, Bradley Williams, who are going to be the Lobo captains this evening.
And missing would have also been tonight, number 21, Bubba White. With him being out this season, for the season, our thoughts and prayers goes out to him as he's probably at home watching this. So, Bubba, if you're watching this, we love you too. Hope you speedy recovery. It's time to Lobo up. We got work to do.
Representing the United States Army, Staff Sergeant Pekatic and Staff Sergeant Hall will execute tonight's coin toss as our special guest of honor.
All right, so they're heading to the middle of the field. We're getting ready for...
Got a good shot of Coach Wilson there on the sideline.
I'm betting he said if we win, we're deferring.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that's a standard response. We win the toss, we are deferring.
Chill moment there. You see us out there with that hat.
Yep.
Coach King is out there in spirit with us.
Captains for the Mavericks, seniors Jordan Deckard, Ashton Sparks, Alton Henderson, and Justin Murray.
It's good to see Alton Henderson, who's, I say it now, as a family member of mine, to see him out there touching Coach King's helmet out of respect for him too as well. So love to see the sportsmanship by him.
Who's not your relative in Northeast Texas?
Hey.
We don't go to a game and you don't say somebody's your cousin.
That's a blessing, though. I can back it up. I can go to it.
Yeah.
I told Frank, I said, Frank, I'll be right back. And I ran straight up to him.
He said, that's my cousin over there. I said, Keaton, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I wouldn't be here tonight.
And you saw me run up to him, and we had us a good talk right before.
He's just making sure, Chuck, that one of these days when he runs for office, he wins by default.
I don't want to be kin to everybody.
All right, so it was the Mavericks who actually won the coin toss. They have deferred to the second half. So the Lobo offense is going to come out to start things today. Here's how they're going to line up offensively. Jaden Jackson is going to be at left tackle. Star Shaw at left guard. Beckett Cox is the center. Marion Pickren is the right guard. Brady Yoder is the right tackle. Jaden Washington starting at tight end, coming off a 3-catch and 1 touchdown performance last week. Jordan Hobbs, Jaden Herndon are the receivers. Trey Hamilton is a quarterback. Kylan Cummings and Mason Washington are going to be starting in the backfield today as we have the colors coming on out.
Keep him in our thoughts and prayers as he recovers from his medical procedure. Thank you. And now direct your attention to the south end zone as members of the Longview High School JROTC present the colors and our national anthem.
All righty, let's play a little football.
Members of the Longview High School.
Let's give you the rest of the starters for this first series for Marshall. Their defense is going to have Rontrez Thomas at one end, Devon Tucker at the other. Breon Williams and Brandon Richardson are the defensive tackles. Joel Shepard, Latin Hale are the outside linebackers. Jacoby Christopher and Corday Wilbert are the inside backers. Monta Hayes and Jamarian Sparks are the corners, and Jordan Deckard and Justin Murray are going to be the safeties for the Marshall Mavericks. We got big games going on all over the place tonight. This is one of those. It's a big rivalry thing, obviously, but there are games tonight in the state of Texas that matter. South Oak Cliff and Duncanville going on tonight in the Metroplex. DeSoto, North Crowley, Prosper and Rockwall Heath, who we'll see in a few weeks, and Highland Park and Lovejoy. So we've got big games going on all over the Metroplex. We'll keep an eye on scores as we roll through the evening for you. And, of course, in the district, the rest of the district, we've got Forney taking on A&M Consolidated. North Forney's playing Plano East. Rockwell's got Lake Travis. Royce City has Rowlett. And Tyler Legacy is playing Tyler in the Battle of LaRose City.
Homecoming is about to get ready to kick off.
All right, here we go.
Full stadium, full crowd here on the Longview side.
TJ Jackson, Jaden Herndon back deep, and here's the opening kick, and we're underway. And this one heading for Jackson. He'll grab it at about the 3-yard line, up to the 10, 15, and will not make the 20 as things get stood up around the 17-yard line. So that's where the Lobos will start their first possession of this homecoming week. 50th anniversary for the class of 1975.
Best of shout out to all the class reunions that are here tonight. Everybody that has made this game, no matter where you're coming from. Shout out to everybody that is tuned in to Longview Game Day. I got my buddy that is over there in Florida. Shout out to Tate Casey. That's my cousin too. He's tuning in watching us play.
I just shake my head at you, Keaton. That's all I do.
Hey,
I just shake my head.
He texted me and said, man, you better say we're cousins too.
That's right. That's right.
What's up,
here we
Tate?
go. First down. 18-yard line. Lobo's going to throw on first. Trey Hamilton back to pass. Spending a little time looking, and that's in and out of the hands of Jordan Hobbs, who had a crack at that at about the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 10.
Long development play there. Trey had time to find his open receiver. Ball hit the receiver in the hands. It just bounced off of him. Incompletion. Brings up a second down.
I think if you ask Jordan, he'll tell you he should have caught that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he'd probably be right. That was one that was there. Good throw by Hamilton to start things off tonight.
Encouraging how much time he had in the pocket there.
All right, Lobo's going to split a couple receivers out to the left. Looks like they've got Chase Peterson out there. Hamilton back again to throw. This one caught at about the 24-yard line. Short gain on the play of about 6, and that's Anthony Huffman that makes his first catch of the day.
Nice catch there by Huffman. Diving catch there as he was on the out route. Made sure he corralled it with both hands. Excellent catch there. The break up third and manageable here. Third and about 5.
Hamilton was 11 of 18 last week, 132 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 11 carries for 93 yards. He had 225 yards of total offense. Lobos ran for 267 last week. They haven't run yet. Third down now coming up in about 4. And they will run on this one. Yeah, I say that. Hamilton going to roll. He'll toss it. Caught by Herndon. He's got the 40-yard line where he's upended, but it's a first down for the Lobos. And the tackle made by safety Justin Murray. They'll move the chains.
Excellent play call there to get Herndon the ball on the first drive. On the third down, he comes behind the line of scrimmage on a play action pass. Nobody's traveling with him. He gets the ball. He has nothing but green grass in front of him to get up the big first down.
All right, 3 receivers set this time on first and 10, 43-yard line. And they'll throw again. 4 straight passes. This one caught by Jordan Hobbs. Gain across the 45 to maybe the 46-yard line. They pick up 3.
Getting Trey comfortable early. Quick passing game. Hobbs catches this one for a gain of about 3 there. So we'll call that a long handoff. And here comes your fullback in the game here. So we're changing up our look a little bit. Maybe start getting this offense rolling.
Bunch of different bodies coming in, including, I believe, Jacaden Davis just checked into the game. And he's going to split out to the left here by himself. Cummins, the fullback, to the right of the quarterback, Hamilton. Davis in motion. And we've got a flag before that thing could develop, and it looked like they may have been trying to go to Jacaden.
Yeah, it looked like they had a pass play called from him, something to get his feet wet. Let a false start.
Yeah, that moving back 5 yards. They were really good last week. Not a whole lot of penalties last week, despite it being the first game of the season. And historically, we kind of come out of the gate a little bit slow on the penalties, but that wasn't too bad last week, to be honest with you.
No, not at all.
So they'll lose 5 on the penalty, and we'll set up second down a little bit longer as we go second down and 12.
You don't want to see those pre-snap penalties, something that kind of bowled us.
Back to the air again. Hamilton looking. He's flushed out to his right. He's got some room to run. Makes a move and will be taken down just across the 50-yard line before he's able to get to the first down marker. That's Blanton Hale on the tackle, and it brings up third down in about 3.
Third and short there, 3rd and 3 here. Trey did an excellent job there. Saw that it was zone coverage. Nobody was looking for him, and he just took what he could get there to make this third down a whole lot manageable there on our. Yeah. Now we're inside our 50.
That part of the field here where you probably have 2 downs to get it, give it to your big running back and see if Mason can bust one here.
And here we are in a heavy personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight.
First time they're looking to run all game. After all these passes in a row, that one blown up in a hurry, coming across that line of scrimmage and blowing up the play. I believe that was Devon Tucker.
And you know what? That's kind of a recipe for what we saw last week with Lufkin. When we got inside their big number 11, he penetrated inside us all night long. So it looks like we was not able to stop him as the tackle. He was able to pull. I mean, he just came off the pulling guard's butt, and he was able to get a tackle for a loss, and here we are going for it on 4th down.
Well, you mentioned it may be 4-down territory. Even with a 2-yard loss, we'll have 4th down about 4. Back at the Lobo 49-yard line. Hamilton back, quick toss. That one's in and out of the hands of Washington, and well played defensively by Blanton Hale again, and the Lobos will turn the ball over on downs.
Looked like we had kind of a rub route there. The spacing was a little off, in my opinion, there. Tight end wasn't able to catch it. The ball was a little bit behind him there, but turnover on downs, ball here on midfield. Defense, it's time for them to turn it up.
All right, so the first drive of homecoming, turnover on downs. We'll go on defense now for the first time, and let's flip that over so we can get the Lobo defense out there. Tyson Johnson, Kristen Williams, and Daryl Dolly, the defensive line. Bradley Williams, Jaden Woolridge, the outside backers. Lawson Tubb, Jersey Hampton Williams, the inside linebackers. DeCaden Carter, Josiah Hill are the corners. TJ Jackson, Hobart Nelson are the safeties. And on the first play of the game offensively, off to the races goes Marshall, down inside the 10. That's Alton Henderson, who will make it 1st and goal on about a 45-yard run.
Alton Henderson, we talked about it earlier. If you don't get on the quarterback, he can make plays like this for you all night long. He is a threat with the ball in his hands, almost a little Legend Bay-esque as far as the body type and what he can do with the ball running. So you got to be able to stop him and get a hat on him early.
1st and goal, they'll hand off. Montgomery coming left. He's not going to get the corner as the Lobo pursuit gets him back in the backfield for a loss of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line.
Excellent job of playing downhill there. Safety or your DB saw that it was run, and he came and fit his hat, tackled him down low to keep him from being able to get anywhere. That was KD Carter.
Yeah, they'll give Carter the tackle there. Offensively, it's Eric Perkins at left tackle. Eric Clow at left guard. Desmond Andrus is the center. Gerardo Sosita is the right guard. Antoine Sims is the right tackle. The back you just saw was Denaj Montgomery, the 5'6 junior who lost 2 yards. It's going to be Henderson this time, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll fall to the 5-yard line for a gain of 1, and it's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal here. You know that we are in 4-down territory. If they don't get this 1st down here, one thing you want to do is make them have to throw the ball, because that's not one of their strengths. But if you don't stop them here, you're going to make it hard. You're going to make it hard for them tonight.
Their fullbacks, Don Johnson, the sophomore, Doug Johnson rather. Receivers, Russell Crawford and Aiden Green. And Ashton Sparks also will line up at receiver. And they'll split out a couple guys wide this time. That's a Jamarian Sparks who's out widest. And on third down and goal, we got whistles blowing and timeout. It looks like the Mavericks coaching staff was not terribly happy about how things were lining up, and they take their first time out of the half with a scoreless ball game and 6:45 left to play here in the first quarter.
And we'll stay here through this first break and tell you a little bit about some of our sponsors. HTO needs some refreshment. Good news, HTO is open now in Longview. Dive into dozens of flavors of real and delicious fresh brewed iced tea. From coconut and Georgia Pete to Texas chai and terry, mix and match Shark's content to find your favorite combo. And with tons of premium fresh brewed coffee drinks and crave-worthy snacks to choose from, there's plenty of real refreshment no matter what you're craving. HTO, welcome to your happy place. Now open at 2000 Toller Road.
All righty, still in the timeout. Lobos last week defensively, that first half, and this is a tale of just how much better you get as you start making adjustments. First quarter last week, we gave up 161 yards and 8 first downs. Second quarter, 85 yards, 4 first downs. Third quarter, 5 yards and no first downs. Fourth quarter, 28 yards and 2 first downs. -1 rushing in the second half. Third down, Henderson back to pass, looking back of the end zone, throws one up to the back corner. That's caught, and the Mavericks get on the board just like they did last year. They score first to make it a 6-0 lead.
And you can see the replay here. That was just a heck of a throw and catch. Defender all over him. He goes up over the top, the Lobo defender, and comes down with it.
Just a step late there, misdirection. Tight end squeaks out in the backfield there, and he was able to make a heck of a grab there and spin the ball in the end zone. As that coach, he called the timeout. He wanted to make sure he got points, a touchdown on the board.
Well, and that's a tough cover. Russell Crawford is 6'5", and the senior towered over the Longview secondary. Point after good, and it's a 7-0 Marshall lead with 6:38 left to play in the first quarter. We'll take our first time out. We're coming right back here on Game Day.
We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. Hickory down, giving them all that we got. Kick on the door, try to knock, but nobody answered. I'm going hard and taking my chances. I give it moves and I keep advancing. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. Let's go.
All right, welcome back. This ad read is brought to you by none other than Zaxby's. Delicious, saucy chicken served with core values, built on willingness to do whatever it takes to do right by their customers. Swing on by on the 4th Street location if you already haven't, and tell them Keaton sent you by.
4 plays, 49 yards for the touchdown for the Mavericks. They took 1:40 off the clock and take the early lead 7-0. Kicker is Jesus Grimaldo, the senior. And here's his kick. This time again, they're trying to keep that ball to the right side. That is caught at the 1. Here's TJ out to the 10, 15, hit the brakes before the 20-yard line, and they'll start about the same place as the first time, about the 18-yard line.
Here you go here.
We talked about it during the break. I suspect we're going to see some Lobo football here on offense this drive.
Absolutely. Kind of a fill-out process here, but let's get it going.
All right, second possession of the game for the Lobos. Trailing 7, this is familiar territory. We were trailing 14-0 last week. We were trailing to the Mavericks 7-0 last season. As you've heard John King say over and over again, and you heard Oscar Wilson talk about a lot this week, there's no panic. There's a lot of football left. We're going to do what we do. Out of the gun on first down, they're going to hand it off. That's not much. Tell you what, nice job by the Marshall defense early on here in trying to take away the run. Even though the Lobos have shown they want to throw the football, they, down to their core, want to run the ball, and nothing going that time for Mason.
And don't be surprised here. This Marshall team is playing with a lot of confidence after a big win that they had last week, coming back to beat Tyler High by 1 point. They're coming out with a lot of confidence, and they're going to come out swinging, and that's what they're doing so far this first quarter.
They lost a 2 on the play, so second down and 12. And back to pass goes Hamilton. He's got a man. He's dumping it off. That'll be Mason at the 10, 15, 20. Oh, and he got upended. He got upended just barely, far side of the field. We've called this guy's name a few times already this evening, but Blanton Hale's having a nice game, and he made a first down saving tackle at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, Hale is flying around this first quarter right now. He's making some big plays, and that was a big play. He got off a block, and he was able to make a good tackle there to prevent the first down.
So to put it down, we're at about the 25-yard line. So they gained 9 on that play. And it brings up third down now for Longview.
Let's see if they let Trey get outside of the pocket with an option to use his feet here.
So you got 4 wides here. Actually, you got the tight end lined up in the slot, empty.
Yeah, and they go right away. Quick toss. That one caught. Oh, great move at the 25-yard line and out across the 35 for the first down. That is Jace Peterson with the catch as he picks up the first down.
Excellent move there by Jace Peterson, making that first man miss. If he did not miss, we'll be out there punting the ball. But that is a mute point. We converted first down and 10 from almost at the 40-yard line.
Goes for 13 on third down and about 4. So they'll move the chains, and we'll put it up at the 38-yard line. And back to throw again. Hamilton, quick toss. That one a little wide as he's trying to go to Huffman, far side of the field. It'll be second down and 10.
Cornerback jumped that ball, made Trey have to push that ball far out wide. That was an incompletion to Huffman. And, man, if their corner jumped in and that ball was thrown inside, we'd be looking at a house call.
No, we don't want to look at that.
No.
Keep that, no. Put that away. Sean Davis checking out of the game. Second down and 10 coming up. Herndon's going to be in the slot left. Mason still in the backfield. We were heavy fullback last week. Haven't touched it yet. It'll be the option this time, little read option. This is going to be big hit as he goes across the 40-yard line as Trey gets taken down after a gain of about 4. And on the tackle is Corday Wilbert.
Speed option to the left there. Trey decides to keep it. Comes up with a gain of about 4. Brings up 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. 3rd and long situation here. What is Coach Sanders going to dial up here?
4 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Marshall with the lead. Ball's been played almost exclusively on the Lobos side of the field with the exception of one play. They're down about 6. Hamilton back again, got a man in the flat and overthrew him just a little bit. He was trying to get it to Mason and he threw it a little bit far, and coming up fast was Wilbert, the linebacker, but it brings up 4th down.
Defender was in Trey's line of sight, made it a tough play, had his hands up to try to bat the ball down, made him have to fit it in between the passing lane as the punt team is coming out here to punt the ball over to Marshall.
Well, we had a 4th and 4 about 6 yards further up. They decided to go for it this time. They're going to punt it.
Hey, they got Hale back here returning punts. This man is an athlete out here.
Jordan Hobbs on the punt. 7-0 Marshall, 3:46 left to play in the quarter. And Hobbs is going to get a foot into this as it knuckleballs its way down to the 25-yard line and bounces out of bounds just outside the 20.
All right, Marshall defense has answered the test 2-0 so far. Long ball game to go. It's a fill-out process. Hopefully we got some answers that we need for next time the offense comes out and get the ball. Defense, we need to come up with the stop right here. We know who's important. It's about 3 guys. We need to make sure that we keep that quarterback in front of us. That's the main job.
All right, ball's going to be marked down at the 24-yard line with 3:39 left to play here in the quarter. All right, first down as the Mavericks break their sideline huddle for series number 2. Their first play of the game was Alton Henderson breaking one for 45 yards. He's going to try the same thing again, moving to the right and trying to get away from defenders. And tell you what, he's a tough runner, but they gang tackle him about the 27-yard line, and it'll bring up second down in about 7. Lawson Tubb in there on the tackle.
That young man is not going to go down easy tonight. He's built for this moment, and he is out there making every tackle that Longview is trying to make on him, making it hard as he's fighting for all the yards that he can get tonight.
And last week, his first start, Lawson Tubb led the team with 13 tackles. It's all over the field.
Hey, and he had a highlight moment there on the kickoff that had this town or had social media buzzing all week.
Also forced a fumble last week. 2nd down and 7 now. And handoff inside Montgomery and not to the 28. And again, it's just a pile of green all over him. Let's see who's at the bottom of that pile. Looked like it was number 90, Tyson Johnson. That was the first one there. 92, Christian Williams as well. So short gain of 1. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. They got about 6 to go.
Lobos will corral to him very fast, swarming in pursuit, looking like gangbusters, trying to make him go down as fast as possible.
3rd down, 6, 28-yard line. Anderson getting ready, now looking back to that sideline. He'll go back to pass this time. Look for Montgomery. Now he pulls it, looking like he wants to run. He's in trouble. He'll toss one up, and fortunate for Marshall, he does not throw that closer to the secondary man for the Lobos. He was trying to get it to his back, Montgomery, and there was just too much pressure in his face, and he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry, and it's 4th down.
He threw it to where nobody was there, but I'm like you, Chuck. He looks like he was, if he threw it to our secondary, well, he looks like if he threw it to a man, everybody was covered, and we could have got us a pick there. But, hey, that's a mute point. It's 3rd down. It's 4th down. Defense make him go 3 and out.
On cue, Lawson Tubb spying him and was in his face.
All right, so punting time. Grimaldo will be back at his 15, back deep. DK Carter, and this one off the side of his foot. And it's going to be a very, well, and we got a little extra going on, and that's going to be bad.
Oh, no.
That may be bad for the Lobos. 49 is Jaden Bates, and he got a little aggressive. Now, he got blocked hard, and I'm not sure what started that, but looking back toward the punter, you saw Bates very animated about what had gone on.
Got to be smart.
Back with the block.
Got to be smart there.
I believe it happened after the ball hit out of bounds, so it hopefully won't cost us possession here. But, man, that is – can't be doing that.
It's a 20-yard punt, by the way, for Grimaldo's. It went out at the 48-yard line.
As the umpire is discussing it here, what the plan is.
And we'll see if they add or subtract. We had great field position to start. It could be even better, but if it's Bates, the second guy that they catch, that may not be a... And they're going over to talk to the Lobo sideline first.
Hopefully no punches were thrown.
Well, I don't know. Again, just kind of glancing over at the end. Certainly looked like there's the possibility of it. Yep. He got tossed. Yep. I was afraid of that. Now, it looks like Jaden Bates, they may be over already.
Here's the call.
We may be lucky to get unsportsmanlike on both teams. Yep. So Russell Crawford, the receiver, and Jaden Bates got tangled up, and Bates, as you said, hopefully no punches were thrown. Well, it looked like one was, and Jaden's been disqualified for the game. So
yes,
the penalties will not affect the spot of the ball. It was offsetting penalties on both teams, but we lose one of our guys.
I think that was a generous spot, by the way.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't look near the 48-yard line. When you go back and look at that replay, it looked like that didn't even make the 40, but either way, it's Lobo ball on the Marshall side of the 50-yard line. 2:01 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Mavericks. And finally, we got a little bit of a something that was pro Lobo, just a 3-play, 4-yard drive.
Defense woke up that drive. It doesn't take Coach Barry long to kind of figure it out, and they did an excellent job that series. Now it's offense turn in promising field position on the plus side. In our field, in our territory, in their territory, hopefully we can go now and go put some points up with 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
Go on offense here, and it'll be Caden Graves in the backfield. He's lined up to the left of Trey Hamilton. We're still getting everybody's spots, and stuff all situated before we blow this one back live. And there we go. White Hat says we're ready. And we'll start with 2:01 left to play in the quarter. And first down. How about a handoff? Graves picking his way up the middle, and he spins across the 45 to the 44, maybe the 43-yard line. That's a tough 5-yard run.
The smallest back out of the ones that we have here, but he ran that ball tough as we're coming up in a kind of a hurry-up situation here.
Graves had 8 carries, 25 yards last week against against Lufkin. He's going to get another chance, same play. Stops, hesitates, and manages to go forward for a yard to the 42. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Nothing there. He was dancing around trying to find open lane there. Got positive yards, got us a little bit closer to the first down. That was a gain of 1.
This Marshall defense, at defensive line in particular, is tough. They're a hard group to move. You can see Breon Williams, number 99. Breon goes 6'2 and 318. And they didn't find a jersey big enough for him, it looks like. 3rd down and 4. Play clock still good with about 10 seconds on it. 4 receiver set, and how about Hamilton keeping it this time? He'll have the first down as he gets to the 35-yard line and taken down by Justin Murray, the safety.
Excellent zone read there. The quarterback, what he's looking for is to see what the defensive end is doing. He was screaming to try to go tackle that running back. He takes the ball, runs off his butt to get a first down as they try to go quickly.
All right, Lobos moving a little faster. They get lined up in a hurry, try to keep Marshall from being able to substitute people out.
Yeah, that safety caught Trey coming downhill. That is no fun.
Nope.
All right, so 1st and 10, 34-yard line. He's going to pass this time. Quick toss. That's Peterson. Got around one blocker and will get about 7 yards down to about the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and short.
Jace is out there juking and jiving, making players miss.
Yeah, the success early on offense has been getting it out in space to your talent. Stayed away from those 2 defensive tackles.
Agree with you.
And we're about to end the quarter, so they'll be slowing down as we switch sides of the field. And we'll flip to the 2nd quarter. 7-0, Marshall with the lead. Lobos driving to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2 when we come back. Quarter number 1 in the books here on Longview Game Day.
I'm attorney Marty Young. When you or your loved ones are involved in a catastrophic accident, hire the law firm with a proven track record.
In the last 25 years, no law firm has achieved our results in and out of the courtroom. You need and want to hire the lawyers who get proven results that insurance companies and corporations know about, that insurance and corporations are afraid of. Don't make the mistake of hiring a law firm who is not feared by the insurance industry. We truly hope you never need us, but if you do, we're here to help.
We are back. Before we start the 2nd quarter, let's tell you about Sig Ramey Insurance as your local Sig Insurance service agent with over 20 years experience in the industry. Emily Ramey helps her customers like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits their needs. This process is straightforward and personalized to help make you smarter about insurance. Give Emily a call today at 903-236-5658. Tell her that Keaton sent you her way.
All right, we start the 2nd quarter. I'll tell you what, I'm looking at our Facebook feed. We need you to share this feed tonight. We got 64 shares. Let's get to 100 before this Lobo drive comes to an end. And while you're on there, it's homecoming. Let us know who you are, what class you graduated from, and where you happen to be watching us tonight.
Shout out to class of 04. I know we showed up and showed out last year. I enjoyed seeing you guys.
All right, we'll start the 2nd quarter, 2nd down and 2, and nothing doing on the play as that one's blown up from behind. Devon Tucker, the defensive end, gets Graves for a loss, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Tackle for loss there. 3rd and about 4 now.
This Marshall defense is showing some teeth we didn't see last week.
Especially their front 4, man.
Yes,
They're playing with their hats on fire.
Tell you what, they've also got Nataven Johnson in there, number 13. He's been in a lot of this game. That 4-man front doing some work against the Lobo running game. Hadn't gotten going yet. They're going to try it again, though. How about Graves? Kind of runs a guy or runs up the back of a guy. Ball came out at the end of that. They're going to say, is this fumble or was he down? Looks like fumble. And Marshall's come out of there with it, and I think that may be Brandon Richardson that recovered it at the 30-yard line.
Lobo's looking a little bit off there right now so far to start this ball game.
And you can see the replay. The ball was out.
Yep. Guy put a hat on that ball and knocked it loose there, and that is a turnover. Unfortunate there, but the defense has to come out now, come up with the stop and give the offense back this ball. Hopefully these guys can wake up.
It's a first down at the 30-yard line. First play of the second quarter was not our friend. Marshall back on offense with a 7-0 lead. They got a big offensive line, too. I'm looking at this left side in particular. Eric Perkins, 79, is a big man.
4-year starter, committed earlier this season to UTEP, and I believe he's committed now to Texas State.
Montgomery to the 31-yard line for a gain of 1. Second down and 9 now for the Mavericks.
Yep, he's seen a lot of these Lobos, and he's trying to come out on top his last year.
It's a ball 31-yard line. 10:45 left to play here in the half. Alton Henderson, the man back in the gun. His 45-yard run on the first offensive play from Marshall set up the only score of this game. He's going to try to do it again, run to that right side, and Mavericks pursuit all over him. He got the 32-yard line, and that's about all. Daryl Dolly in there on the tackle.
2 good plays there by the Lobo defense, bringing it up to a 3rd and long here. You put Marshall in one of their weaknesses, and that's 3rd and long, making them have to throw the ball here, being the ball is in our territory.
Of course, Jersey Hampton Williams came out fired up as well. He had a pretty nice game last week, rather. Just 5 tackles, but he had the only sack of the day. This may be a position where he gets one again.
For sure, he is down there. Actually, he's going back to his linebacker spot.
3rd down and 7 at the 33. Henderson backs, kind of scooting to his left, looking to run. Gotta hurry, Jersey. Got him, throws him down 36-yard line. Great pursuit by the linebacker. It'll be 4th down.
Jersey showing you his excellent speed, showing you why he's a man that has been coveted by some schools. He was put the spy on the quarterback. Quarterback broke out, thought he was going to be able to run for a first down. Jersey said, come here, I got you.
That's a slippery tackle to have to make in space.
Yeah, you don't make that tackle, and he's 30 more yards downfield.
Excellent tackle in wide open space on a dynamic running back,
I want
quarterback.
to see KD catch one clean. He's having filled him on the hops and weird bounces.
See if Marsh can get it to him.
Grimaldo, who punted for 20 yards first time, Gunn kind of shanks this one off the other way. It takes a Maverick bounce and will stop at the 30-yard line. Whoa, Jackson getting in risky area over there, wanting to make a block on somebody, and you don't want to touch that ball. Luckily, he did not.
Let's be smart there, TJ.
So Lobos will take it over again at the 30-yard line.
Coach House is meat. He met him at the numbers.
I would think he would.
Wanted to kind of let him know about it.
It feels like this drive here is the one where if you're going to let Marshall know what you're going to be about tonight, this is it. Bring in the heavy package and just run it down their throats.
Well, the longer you let them hang around, the more they feel like, hey, this may be our year.
You got confidence. You give this team confidence.
Now, a year ago, if you remember, it was a 7-0 lead. Lobos ran off 42 straight points, I think all in the second quarter, if I remember. It was just an avalanche last year. So on first down, they go rolling out Hamilton. Got an underneath man. That's the tight end. The fullback, Kylan Cummins, who will get it down to the 50 and roll over to the 49-yard line. And there's a good first down play at 21.
Good catch there by the fullback. Keelan Cummins coming out of the backfield. Trey did an excellent job in finding him, getting a big play, putting the ball inside of midfield.
Big man's got some soft hands too, doesn't he, Keith?
Yeah, man.
Where'd he get those from?
He definitely got those from me. No,
You're
man.
humble. I'll be honest with you, Keaton Daniels. You're a humble man.
Some people I can't give him too much credit, and he's one of them. I'm kidding. Good young man.
Huffman splitting out wide. They stay in the eye. Cummins as the lead fullback on 1st and 10, 49-yard line. They'll give it to him on 1st down and plowing forward. That's more his game, up for about 6, and it's 2nd down and 4.
Coming in with the presence, boom, 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 making a big-time run there. Gain of about 7 from Keelan.
By far the best run of the game that wasn't a Trey Hamilton keep.
Well, and they've gone with Mason and they've gone with Graves for the bulk of the carries so far, but they fed Keelan Cummins, 16 times? How many carries do you have? Like 15 carries last week. He led everybody with touches last week, and I think that's kind of where they want to go again. Sure enough, they'll hand it to him again. Slips the first tackle, and he may be real close to a 1st down, up around the 40. It's probably a yard short.
And I suspect on this 3rd down, 3rd and short play, he's going to touch it again here, as he touched it the first three times of this drive. Did an excellent job as he got hit to start that drive. He kept his feet turning.
And 2 additional tight ends check in.
Yeah,
so we're heavy.
Cy Marsh and Parker Meekum came in.
So you see hands on the hips there too from some Marshall players.
All big guys out there. They hand it to Mason, and he's not going to get the 1st down. Again, pursued across the line of scrimmage by the Mavericks. And another one of those linebackers, that's Joel Shepard with the tackle, and it brings up 4th down again.
Yeah, it looks like that was actually a tackle for loss there. You definitely saw us missing some blocks there. Got to be able to get those blocks, get those linebackers as they start scraping off the edge and start feeling downhill.
They leave the 3 tight ends again. 4th down and 2. Hand off Washington again. 1st down. Across the 35, he'll fall forward. He says he didn't go down. Officials say he did. Now mark him at the 35-yard line, but he gains 6 on 4th down and 2, and they'll move the chains.
That felt like a huge play in the context of this particular ball game.
That's something that you need, and you got a Marshall player that's down. Looks like he's cramping up early.
Just saw the replay. Mason's left elbow touched for sure.
Yeah, it comes with 6:18 left in the half, and we'll get the 2 teams to their sidelines, and he's definitely bending that foot back like it's a cramp on that right calf.
And so we don't have an injured player on the screen. We'll talk about Rams Paint and Body, located over on Broadway in Gladewater. Rams Paint and Body specializes in collision repair and auto body paint jobs. Give them a call at 903-806-0244. And the Page Pub. Page is your one-stop shop for Lobo sports on TV. Enjoy great pizza, sandwiches, and support a locally owned business today. Located at the Loop in Bill Owens.
There you go.
That's right.
You nailed that.
I think so.
Still out there trying to get the cramp out of that right leg. Gives us a chance to remind you next week we go on the road for the first time. It doesn't get a whole lot bigger. How about South Oak Cliff over at Kincaid Stadium in South Dallas?
A.k.a. known as Lobo West.
Yeah.
That is going to be a big-time game there. That South Oak Cliff beat off one of the top perennial 6A teams last week in North Shore. Tonight they have, like you said earlier, they have Duncanville on their hands.
They've got a tendency to kind of just ease into their season, don't they?
Yeah. They don't want to test themselves too early. Duncanville didn't actually get a game in last week, so this is actually the season opener for Duncanville. Mm-hmm. So a little advantage, I guess, for the Bears.
We had the sock coach on last year. Remember the pregame? I asked him why he didn't schedule the Cowboys.
Yeah,
man, he would have if they wanted to play. He's a guy that's it's 11 on 11. He's not scared. He's not ducking any smoke. If anybody want to play him anywhere, he will come anywhere. And this year we are fortunate. We got to go see them this year.
Monta Hayes, by the way, the injured Maverick, the cornerback, he's still having trouble getting that cramp out, so they're going to carry him off the field.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if fortunate's the right word, Keaton. That's going to be no fun.
Man, he was down there holding on to it for a while.
So 1st down, Hernan back in the game as he splits out left.
In man coverage, I might add.
In a heavy personnel, too. Only receiver.
6 minutes, handoff Mason, again off left guard, and he got stood straight up at the 33-yard line for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
I suspect Coach Sanders is starting to see when we line up in this personnel, you do have one-on-one coverage out there on the top.
Yeah.
You have every route that you want to with your best receiver out there in Herndon. He can run out, run post, run corner. He can do whatever he wants to.
Not many corners out there guarding this young man one-on-one.
If you notice, 54 checked in the game for Marshall. Antoine Sims, he's also one of their offensive linemen, so they've got him going both ways tonight. 2nd down and 8 will stay in the eye. Fake the handoff. Quarterback looking. Got a man. That's Herndon. Fighting off 2 tacklers and will fight his way for a first down to the 24-yard line.
You see how special that young man is. He was able to come back for that ball, beats the coverage on the throw a little bit late, and then made 2 guys miss. We can see what Coach King was talking about that freshman game the first week of the year last year about how special this young man is.
And right there on cue there, we talked about it. Coach Howe saw it, Coach Sanders saw it, and then made the right call there, drew a hitch.
Good throw.
Yep.
Well, what you got is new cover guy over there. Yep. He'll flip Herndon this side as he's matched up with Justin Murray now. First down at the 24-yard line, back to the fullback. Cummings across the 20, down to the 18-yard line for another 6 yards.
He shot out of there, and there's another Marshall player that's down.
As Keaton likes to say, he was rumbling and stumbling there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that may be the big guy.
Yep, that looks like it.
You don't want to see anybody get hurt, but for Marshall, that would be a big loss.
We don't control the cameras here, so I'm going to pop another ad read up just in case. We don't want anyone's injury to be exposed here on camera, and that'll give us some time to talk about Juicy's Hamburgers, voted best burger in East Texas for like 35 years straight. Juicy's has been a leader in flavor, quality, and services with a smile since 1980, and I am not making this up when I say me and Keaton spend way too much time and money there. Y'all need to send us some gift cards.
And you need to go try them out for breakfast, too.
Well, I was joking about the gift cards, man, but they have been a supporter since day one, and they support the Lobos. You see their logo in the Coliseum and all over the field. So thank you very much, Juicy's, for helping us bring this to the masses.
One of my favorite places to go eat breakfast whenever I have the time. Love that place. Love some good taquitos, but they have whatever you want to there.
I know what time you get in the gym every morning. What time's breakfast for you? Like 3:30?
No. Breakfast is way after the gym, so it just depends on my schedule.
All right, it's Breon Williams who is the injured player, and watching it on the replay, he kind of got in pursuit. He kind of got pushed over one of his teammates who had been down on the ground already, so it may have been a lower leg that kind of got twisted up before he hit the ground, but he walked off on his own power. So he's good. 2nd down and 4 now for the Lobos. They're finally in the red zone for the first time today at the 18-yard line. And how about more of Keelan Cummings as he's across the 15, very close to a first down.
Looks like, and the referee is signaling it is a first down now. You are inside the red zone, inside of the 15. You can get another first down before you score a touchdown with the game clock almost under 4 minutes. And there's another cramp down there.
Another Marshall injured player.
I mean, it was humid out down there today. You can definitely tell the heat. As I told you earlier, I was sweating my butt off.
None of us are immune to it. I distinctly remember you having to help me on the floor in here to broadcast a leg cramp last year.
Yes, sir.
That wasn't pretty, by the way.
No.
I'll be honest with you. I tried to get that out of my memory. I never heard a grown man scream like a little girl before, but that was it.
Oh, man,
it was sad.
Those cramps are not something easy to deal with.
All right, so yes, we got another Maverick down. Yes, it's another cramping issue, and the Mavericks, who are already down 2 defenders in the last couple of minutes, now looking at a third one having to leave the field. They don't have the depth. We had talked about the fact that it was not a very big roster that they had and not a lot of guys on the sideline. And, well, you start ticking off 1, 2, 3 starting defensive players, and you figure the Lobos will take advantage of that.
Yes, sir.
So ball's sitting at the 14-yard line. This is not an easy thing. Trainers are trying to get these things stretched out so that kids can get a little relief anyway.
Yeah, man, here comes big number 99. I see him running back in after he takes a play off. He's checking himself back in. He's okay after getting rolled up as they're still working on this young man with the cramp here. And for the Lobos, Chuck, man, you hate to see another late start, but we've only given up 7 points. You know, when you play this team, you don't want to look at it too far ahead, but you know the SOC team, they're going to come with a lot of mojo. And we're going to have to be able to combat that and score as well with those guys.
What did I say when we started this drive? We wanted to get to 100 shares. Lobo Nation does not disappoint, as we went flying past that already.
Thank you, guys. We love you guys. Thank y'all so much for all y'all do.
And we're getting a chance to see where all of you are coming from as well, and we love the heck out of that. So keep it coming. If you're just tuning in, it's homecoming here. We're looking for a little representation. Where are you watching us tonight? What class did you graduate? First down and 10, 14-yard line. How about some more Keelan Cummins? They've just decided, you know what, we're not playing this game of cuteness anymore. We're just going to plow ahead and let Keelan pick up 8 more, and it's second down and 2.
And you talking about rumbling, bumbling down that field. We lining right back up. You know we finna go right back at them again.
Let's give some love to Beckett Cox, Star Shaw, Demarion Pickering right up the middle, and they go again. Goal here is getting a first down first, and they're already looking like about the 3-yard line, so it should be first down and goal.
Keelan is running that ball hard. He has touched the ball a lot. You can tell he's getting a little tired as he's getting up a little bit slower, but you still got work to do. We are almost there in the end zone as we get the first down. Now we have another 4 downs here with under 4 minutes left.
And I have seen Breon Williams back into the game, so that's a good sign anyway. Their big defensive tackles back in. Mason, the tailback, Cummings, the fullback, on first and goal at the 3-yard line. This time it'll be Mason, and he's fighting his way, diving at the end, and the Lobos are on the board with 3:22 to play in the first half.
And there goes the light show. Lobos score a touchdown, and the crowd is loving it.
Man, that's awesome. You can't see it because we're showing a replay, but man, that's really, really cool. They got it worked out this week.
Well, last week we just turned them off. This time we decided to figure out how to turn them off and back on again.
I found out it was on the timer set to go off at 10 o'clock.
That's smart. Felipe Aliu, on for the point after, as we got a little rolling snap back there. Kick is on the way, and it's good. We're tied at 7 with 3:22 left to play in the first half. Oh, somebody's figured it out now. They're really doing the cool thing with the lights.
I love it. I love it.
We'll be right back here in just 1 second.
When Laura vowed to love me in sickness and in health, she wasn't thinking about cancer. But here we are. I'm just grateful my team of experts at Texas Oncology is close by, fighting for me, so I can still start my mornings right here. Hey, I need all of this treatment I can get. I'll see y'all tonight.
The principal focus of Diagnostic Clinic of Longview's focus in their practice is the delivery of primary care services, as well as 16 medical subspecialty services include pediatrics and adolescent medicine, gynecology, family practice, and internal medicine. For full list of services and specialty areas, visit, oh boy, I lost my thread. Visit the services page to find the physician who fits your needs. That's my bad.
11-play drive, 9 of those plays on the ground, 70 yards, 5 minutes and 21 seconds, and the Lobos tie this game up, and that one bouncing around to the 5-yard line, and they are not going to get to 15 as the Lobo kick coverage is all over that. And with 3:19 left to play in the half, Lobos have a chance to maybe pin him back and get the ball again in good field position.
And my boy Lawson tried to size him up and get him and hit him with the hit stick as he comes up with a good tackle there inside of the 20-yard line, inside the 15. With 3:19 left, that is key to keep up with in this first half, as we still have 3 of our timeouts here. Let's see if we can get us some stops here and try to get the ball back to the offense fast enough before the first half ends.
All right, with 3:19 left to play in half number 1. First down, 10 back at the 13-yard line. Alton Henderson had 1 big carry. They've kept him contained other than that. They'll start on first down with a handoff. Ball came out. Ball's on the turf. Let's see if the Lobos got it. They're saying they did. 4, 5, 6 Lobos making the call. They got it. And apparently they do.
Turnover.
And the big man comes out of the pile with it, number 92. Kristen Williams recovers it, and the Lobos are right back in business at about the 15-yard line.
Shout out to the defense there, putting a hat on that ball. comes away with it. Ball bloops up in the air. Defense sees ball, gets ball, turns the ball over, and gives us the ball inside of the red zone.
And not just that, we've got a tired defense on the other side of things that was needing a break, and now they got to come back out and defend that fullback dive over and over again.
So right back, one play, fumble, first turnover for the Mavericks. We're even in that department, 1-1 now. And the Lobos will take over at the 16-yard line with 3:11 left to play here in the half.
Here comes a timeout here from Marshall. That is their second of this first half.
Yeah, and I don't know if they didn't have the right personnel on. They're still looking at the sideline. I think somebody's missing. Yeah, and here comes a couple of guys with white helmets on who I think were supposed to be out there.
As we go into heavy personnel, they probably was in a base defense and wanted to get somebody else in there real quick.
Well, I don't know how Coach King felt about the first quarter and a half, but that drive right there was prototypical John King power football.
I know he was definitely pleased with that drive, with the time that we took off, with the type of aggression that we play with, hitting those guys in the mouth. So gotta love that.
Yeah, we've got a break here. Some time for this graphic to be on the screen, so you can scan in the QR code. Reminder: just show your support for Coach King and the Lobo family, and get your hands on one of those Fight Like a King shirts. It's a really, really cool gesture, and we love the whole city of Longview wearing that in support of the legendary head coach John King.
Yes, indeed.
Keaton's buddy.
Keelan Cumming with 6 carries for 30 yards. He's led the way on the ground for the Lobos. And now at the 16-yard line, look for some more, maybe not to him. Hamilton rolling, looking, got Cummings. 10-5, rumble down to the 2, 1st and goal, 14-yard gain.
Second catch of the night there by your fullback, Keelan Cummings, as he's touched the ball easily a dozen times or so tonight already, or close to 10 times tonight, as Trey is getting his final instructions as we're getting ready to call our play.
First down and goal at the 2 now. And they'll go back to Mason. Touchdown, Lobos. Right off right guard. 13-7. 2 scores in the last 32 seconds.
Lobos are starting to feel good about themselves, starting to love what we're seeing, starting to get it. Turnover, points off of turnovers. Gotta love it by the Lobos. Up 14, or up 13.
Yeah, what a turn of events. You were feeling pretty good about things if you're Marshall about 5 minutes ago.
But just like I said, I figured they was gonna play us hard the first half.
Point after up. Ayala's kick is good. 14-7 the score. We'll take a timeout. We're coming right back here on Longview Game Day.
In Longview, we know what it means to chase greatness. We've tasted the glory of state championships, and we've pushed through the weight of adversity. For a town that's often overlooked, our pride runs deep. At Longview Eye Associates, we believe in seeing the end goal clearly, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, or in life. Because just like the Lobos, we never stop reaching for higher expectations. Longview Eye Associates, proud to care for our community, proud to support the Longview Lobos.
You have cancer. Sure wasn't expecting that. My team at Texas Oncology understands that my family is a huge part of my treatment plan. I'll see you in the morning.
Well, that didn't take long. 2 plays, 16 yards, total of 21 seconds. Mason Washington with his 4th touchdown of the season. And the Lobos have a 14-7 lead. Got a 2:50 left. Ayala's kick will be grabbed at the 3. Now to the 20, and that's it. Slung down at the 22-yard line. Not a whole lot going on there for Aiden Green, the kick returner.
And if you're Marshall, you hope you can get to a few first downs and maybe get a big play here and there. But more things you want to do is just kind of run this clock out and not leave any time out there for Longview to get the ball here. And if you're Longview, you want to make them go 3 and out and give us the ball back.
And the Lobo defense is really reared its head back here after that first drive and kind of shut Marshall completely down.
All right, so 2:45 left to play in the half. Mavericks will get the ball to start the second half. So this is an important spot right now for the Lobo defense. Henderson, little flip, a little behind Montgomery, and he's blown up. Ball comes out again.
Oh.
It's Jersey Hampton Williams with the tackle. They're going to say he was down or not.
Oh, no, it's a turnover. Referee is signaling it was Longview ball.
Wow. Back-to-back carries for Montgomery as he gets blown up by Jersey Hampton Williams, and it'll be Lobo ball again.
And it was definitely a fumble as Jersey come flying from his linebacker spot, showing you his speed, showing you why he's an impact player out there making plays, beating on his chest, letting everybody know he is him.
And it's a flood now.
I didn't see who fell on that ball.
We go see it right here. I think that was 18 there, Bradley
Williams. Alertly, ball down at his feet. He recovers that fumble.
Shout out to Bradley. Just picked up another scholarship offer this week.
So it's gone downhill in a hurry for the Mavericks. 2 consecutive handoff fumbles by their tailback. Back to the ground go the Lobos. Cummings to the 15-yard line. And make it the 16-yard line. Gain of 2.
So pretty much about this last 6 minutes or so, it's been all Longview, and we just been lined up, 2 tight ends, two running backs, and we just been busting them, hitting them in the mouth, seeing what they want to do.
And Herndon checks back in. Mason Washington checks out. Maybe time to get the ball back into your playmakers' hands.
Hey man, I want to just give a shout out to the crowd this year. This is pretty much a sold out event. You see people on the hills watching it, being spectators watching this game. This is a big time game, and this is what you imagine when you come to Lobo Stadium.
And before we can get the snap, looks like we got a 2-minute timeout, which is new this year.
Kind of caught us off guard last week, didn't it?
It did catch us off guard. You're right.
So while we take a timeout, we'll talk more about another one of our sponsors, Baylor, Scott & White. Don't ignore pain or put off treatment because of new deductibles. Often ignoring pain leads to more severe problems and fewer treatment options. Walk into their Longview clinic located at Bill Owens in the Loop. When something's hurting, they'll treat you quickly and effectively. Baylor, Scott & White.
Special shout out to the class of 1995. They're out here celebrating their homecoming tonight. Shout out 05, shout out class of 2000, class of 2010. Anybody else is out here, shout out to you guys.
About some local games. Gladewater leads New Diana 14-7 at halftime. Spring Hill on the road at Center, trailing by 20 late in the second quarter. Kilgore with a 28-0 lead at White House, and Gilmer all over Chapel Hill 20-0 in the second quarter.
Wow.
Lobos with 11 first downs in this first half. Mavericks have 2. One of them came on that first offensive play for them. This is, even though it's only 14-7, this thing has already started changing momentum. Back to the gun now. Hamilton faking the handoff, toss out, and he threw it a little fast and a little wide of his intended target, Jaden Washington. That's going to be third down as the ball hits the ground incomplete.
But he did a good job there. We say it's a good job. He didn't catch the ball there to make it the 3rd and long there, or make it longer.
3rd and 8.
Yep. Yeah, but you don't want to catch that there and be 3rd and 15.
Hamilton's 9 of 14, 102 yards here in the first half. So we are definitely in, I say definitely, it looks like 4-down territory. Watching Ayala kick field goals in warm-up, he was good from about the 30-yard line. This time again, they're going to try to get it to Herndon, and he'll break one tackle, and now he goes way back to the 21-yard line, kind of thrown down at the end of that play.
Go ahead.
And I've been on the field all day. The wind is blowing hard from your right to left, so this is straight into a very, very brisk wind right now if we attempt a long field goal here.
And that was a great defensive play call there by Marshall. You know, we got a big first down on that, I believe, on our first or second drive of the game, that same exact play. This time they was ready for it, and they answered it and tackled Herndon in the backfield.
I think that was freshman linebacker Taquan Watson with that play. Okay. They are going to try a field goal. It'll be put down at the 25, 35-yard attempt. Ayala's kick is on the way. He's got the leg for it, and how about it?
And there's a flag down. Maybe an outside penalty. We may decline it.
Let's see what the flag is first. Ayala hits it from 35.
2 flags on the play.
He's asking the Lobos staff if they want to decline the penalty. Now, situationally, it was 4th and 12. That wouldn't have been enough to do anything toward a first down, so they'll take the points. And with 1:09 left, the Lobos go up by 10, 17-7.
Now, if you're Marshall, what are you going to do coming out with a minute left to go? You get the ball to start the second half. Do you want to try to get some points when you know passing is not one of your strong suits?
Yeah, we mentioned it in the broadcast last week. That young man has a very strong leg, and looks like he's getting it up a little higher trajectory-wise this week.
Yeah, he had one block last week, a point after block. They also had a field goal that he ran into a little trouble with. But we'll take the 3 points. They make it a 2-score game. And now you're right. It's a tough decision for Marshall's coach. What does Coach Hammett want to do? Do we try to use that minute 9 I've got left? He's got 1 timeout still in his pocket.
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd find Lawson Tubb and put 2 people on him right here. Been bringing the pain on these kickoffs all year.
Yes, I like that kick that we had where the ball bounced in front of him, and since then they have changed the kickoff returners as well too.
All right, Lobo possessions were give it over on downs, punt, fumble. Then it's been touchdown, field goal the last 3. Here's Ayala ready to tee it off at the 40. They've been kicking to that right side for the Mavericks. This is grabbed at about the 10-yard line. Got a little seam. Got the 30, the 40. Ayala's back there, and he'll push him out of bounds, but not till he makes it all the way up to about the 43-yard line. And so the Mavericks start in great position with 1:03 left to play.
Yeah, if they can definitely go put up some points here, that gives them confidence as they got the ball inside of their own territory. It looks like it's
that answers
outside
the question what they're going to do with a minute left here, doesn't it?
The ball right here on the 36-yard line. You have plenty of time, 1 timeout left to go. You can still pretty much run your offense however you want to.
I'll tell you what, that sure looked like he went out of bounds outside the 40. It's amazing to see this at the 36-yard line, but it's 1st and 10 for the Mavericks at the 36. They've got a timeout and 1:03 to play with. Alton Henderson under center. He's been, it looks like the receiver moved, and sure enough. Guy on the farthest side, you can see him grab his helmet like, I knew it. It was me. I shouldn't have put my hand on my helmet. It's Aiden Green, I believe, that moved first, and they'll go back 5 yards and try it again.
Let's see if we can make it 3 consecutive snaps with a turnover here.
Yep.
They're in no position to be able to run the football, so you know what's coming. Let's see if the Lobos pin their ears back and put a little pressure on this young man and force an errant pass.
It's a humid day, about 85 degrees at kickoff. It's not going to get a whole lot cooler than about 80 while we're still here tonight.
Looking at 84 right now.
Yep. Back to pass, Anderson, pressure coming. He rolls right, tosses right. There's a flag down. Ball was knocked out of the receiver's hands on the sideline, and there's going to be a little yang over there. But there's a flag down back at the 45-yard line. That's in the neighborhood of holding.
Yeah, we had a lot of green jersey being grabbed by those white gloves there.
Yeah, that was a big hit there by 18, Bradley Williams there.
You saw it on the replay. 65 got held, almost horse-collared from behind there. He beat his man so bad.
Yep, they'll take that one.
Yep, we saw that.
And you may look at that and go, well, why not decline that and make it 2nd down? Well, because you're fighting the clock right now.
Yep.
You want the clock rolling, and you want them to have to take as many yards as you can get here. Extra downs don't matter.
And they started this drive from the 36.
Yeah.
Now they're on their own 49-yard line.
So they got to get to the 26 or 25 yards away from a 1st down now. So it's 1st and 25.
And here they go, working out from the gun now.
54 seconds left.
Oh, there goes another false start.
Here we go again.
Run
so it's going to be 1st and 30 now as Montgomery moved early.
And the Lobos are all over this quarterback the second he touches the ball, man. And the offense is just not built for what's coming here on 1st and 30.
Well, I mean, you
no offense is, but
you're right here in the situation where you thinking you're going to get some points, and you just move back about 30 yards.
now, let's be honest here. The Lobos could over pursue this thing fast and get set up for a screen and have all kinds of problems. So you got to be at least paying attention to that.
Look for anything trickery, anything of a screen type for sure. You want to keep everybody in front of you, and you don't want to grab. You don't want any penalties either to get them a first down. And here comes the timeout.
Yeah. Lobos decided to take a timeout. They were doing some personnel shifts.
Something tells me Coach Berry's going to say something very similar in this huddle.
Yeah, let's keep an eye. Let's keep an eye on the screen just because. 1st and 30 when we come out of the timeout here with 51 seconds left to play. It's been a long half, it feels like. We've gone a little more than an hour for this first half with just the 24 points on the board.
While we got a timeout here, we're going to bring you guys another ad read from Jim Bartlett Fine Jewelry. Jim and the staff strive to provide unique and exclusive lines, including Hearts on Fire to Corey, Simon G, Spark, and more. They're coupled with exceptional customer service. Make Jim Bartlett Fine Jewelry the obvious choice as your jeweler.
Don't act like you don't know those brands.
Yeah, I definitely do.
He's iced out up here with an Apple Watch on.
All right, we'll try it again. 1st and 30 now for the Mavericks. Back at the 44-yard line. And how about a handoff Montgomery, and he'll spin for 6-7-ish yards. Clock rolling now under 45 seconds as at least they get some positive yardage for the first time in a minute.
I see the student section, see them being loud. I hear the dogs out here, the dog pound is barking. I can't tell you again how much I love the atmosphere tonight.
Handoff again, Montgomery again. And boy, I tell you, he's doing an awful lot of spinning and taking an awful lot of hits. And after 2 fumbles, you think maybe he's being a little over-aggressive. He gets to the 44-yard line, and they may get one more snap off.
And here comes the 3rd down here. They're not in any hurry as we're under 10 seconds, and we're actually.
Yeah, that's probably going to be it. Let's see. 3rd down and 18 coming up. They're spending a long time looking at the sideline, and they'll watch the clock roll down to 0, and that'll end it. So the Mavericks got out 7-0. Lobos respond with 17 to end the half. They'll go into the locker room on this homecoming Friday night with a 17-7 lead in the 115th meeting between the Mavericks and the Lobos. And Keaton Daniels, what do you think?
Didn't like the way that we started, but love the way we played the second half, especially that second quarter, the second half of the second quarter. We got back to our bread and butter, ran the ball hard, just wore their defense down, got a couple turnovers, got points off of turnovers. Those are the key here. You know, the second half, we have to come out with a big stop to kind of put these boys to sleep and to start going on our traditional Lobo run.
11 first downs to 2 for Longview. We ran it 20 times for 64 yards. Tough sledding running the football against the Mavericks. They had 12 carries for 66. 45 on the first play of the game, so do 11 carries for 19 yards the rest of the way. They're 1 for 2 throwing the football for 5 yards. We are 10 of 15 for 99 yards. Lobos with 163 yards of offense to 71 for Marshall in the first half. Each team with turnovers. Longview had 1, Mavericks had 2. We're 17-7 at the half. Here come the bands. We'll come back at the end of the halftime band performances, and we'll get you ready for half number 2. Lobos up by 10 here on Longview Game Day.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For your halftime entertainment, Marshall High School proudly presents the Super Sweepstakes award-winning Marshall Mavericks. The Mavet officers are Lieutenant Sitlali Ramirez, daughter of Margarita and Jose Ramirez. Lieutenant Pamela Aguilar, daughter of Olivia and Rupert Aguilar. Lieutenant Jasmine Olivera, daughter of Angelica and Lupe Olivera. First Lieutenant Brooke Howard, daughter of Bertha and John Howard. And your captain, Talia Burrs Crockett, granddaughter of Shirley Burrs and daughter of Kibonda Burrs. social officers are Giselle Casares, Morgan McGuire, Leslie Albera, Monica Trejo, and Head Social Annika Curran. Mad of the Week is Ella Kate Crisp. Spirit Girl of the Week is Abby Mazan. The Mavettes are under the direction of Jordan Hauser, assisted by Haley Hockenberg. Tonight, the Mavettes would like to entertain you with their field jazz routine to Commodore, accompanied by the Big Red Pride Marching Band. Thank you for your attention. We would like to also recognize Mavette managers, Noah, Evan, Johnny, Colton, Muriel, and Lala. And let's hear it for the Marshall Mavettes.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, your 2025 Marshall High School Big Red Pride. Tonight, the Big Red Pride will be performing part of their 2025 program entitled Viva and More. Moved by Red Line Below, Big Red Pride invites you to experience love in all forms, the thrill of new beginnings, the warmth of connection, and the beauty that lingers long after the moment has passed. Drum major for the band are Jabari Rose, Julian Gonzalez, and Riley Wade. Choir captain is Gracie Robinson. Soloists for the band are Sebastian Cruz Moscon, Oscar Munoz Reyes, and Gael Valdez. put your hands together for the Big Red Pride. Member of the Week is Israel Sagalo. Big Red Pride Rookie of the Week is Elizabeth Holman. And Guard Member of the Week is Gracie Robbins. Directors of the Big Red Pride are Carlos Maldonado, Ivan Calzada, Jordan White, Terry Morquina, Callie De Jesus, Christy Roy, and Alexis Martinez. The Big Red Pride would like to thank its amazing administration and parents for their continued support. Let's hear it again for the Big Red Pride and go Mavericks!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Longview Independent School District is proud to present to the field in their 61st year the 2025-2026 LHS US. Officers this year left to right are Senior Lieutenant Avery Gorman, Junior Co-Captain LaKayla Davis, Junior Lieutenant Jocelyn Meadows, Junior Co-Captain Claire Goolsby, and Senior Lieutenant Carissa Wallace. The Vuettes will now entertain you with their ladder routine 2, All-Star. Miss Vuette is Senior Janetta Carter. Miss High Kick is Senior Kiara Mayfield. Teacher of the Week is Cheer Coach Kylie Taylor. The Vuettes are under the direction of Mrs. Debbie McGowan and assisted by Mrs. Haley Cooper. And now, the 2025 Longview High School Majorettes will perform a dance twirl routine to Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of drum majors Etsy Islas, Olivia Shepard, and Ryan Castaneda, the Longview Independent School District proudly presents the award-winning Longview High School Lobo Band. This is the Big Green Marching Machine. All right, Lobo fans, on your feet as the big green marching machine marches the Rockinelle off the field. The students and directors of the Lobo Band would like to thank all parents, community members, and LISD for their continued support this season. We would also like to thank our silver level, and higher sponsors for this year. Story & Hoover, LLP, Peter Chevrolet, ABC Auto, Weber Landscape, Raising Canes, Rams Paint and Body, PCA E-Discovery Solutions, Ollie Yarborough, Cruise by Mandy, LLC, Solis Brothers Excavation, Walmart 4th Street, La Mama Mexican Bakery, Eastman Credit Union, Captain Anonymous, Dr. Ryan Peavy, Juicy's Taco, Rug Emporium. Thank you for your kind attention to tonight's performance, and go Lobo!
That's all you need to hear. Lobos back out on the field. We're ready to roll. 17-7 halftime score. Chuck Zach, Keaton Daniels, Frank Sides coming at you live here from Lobo Stadium. And it was a slow start. We kind of thought they'd come out a little more on point than they were. They came out a little slow. Had a turnover. Gave up a big play offensively to the Mavericks on their first play. But kind of like last week, settled in a little bit. Started clamping down on the opponent's offense, in this case the Mavericks, and thanks to a couple turnovers, Longview turned them into points. Here we are, 17-7.
Oh, yeah, just turned into a fill-out effect here, trying to feel our way, seeing what Marshall was trying to give us, and also trying to get out of our own way here as we had a turnover, I think, early on in the first quarter and a half. Defense, after that big play of 50 yards, has probably given up maybe 50 total yards since then. Just once they figured it out, once they figured out what was going on, they settled in and started playing their brand of football. And once we started running and rumbling and bumbling, we started wearing them down. I think they had 3 guys cramp up on one drive, and then we started getting some turnovers. And next thing you know, it's been all Longview since then. Starting the second half is going to be key and see what type of fight Marshall has to put up with, and also if we can get them 3 and out or get them out early and often, I think we can put those guys to sleep.
Now the first half, you're not going to have any big numbers jump off the board because honestly, we didn't do a whole heck of a lot. Running the ball, Keelan had 7 carries, 31 yards. Trey had 3 carries for 22. 6 carries, just 8 yards for Mason. A couple of those were negative plays, but he had 2 touchdowns. Caden Graves had 4 carries for 3 yards. I said earlier, strength of Marshall's defense is that defensive line. They were very active and very physical to start the game today, and they really made it tough for the Lobos to run the football. Trey was 10 of 15 for 99 yards. We got 6 different receivers who have been involved on that side of the ball. Keelan with 2 catches, Jaden with 3, Jace with 2, Mason, Anthony, Huffman, and Jordan Hobbs all had 1. So ball's getting distributed. You don't see our tight end in that. They tried one throw to him after a pretty successful week last week. They've kind of avoided getting Jaden Washington into the game so far. But the Mavericks on the other side haven't done much either. A 45-yard run's about the extent of their offense. All right, we're ready for half number 2. Felipe Alayo to kick off. We've been going right, and this time they go middle, and this one's dropped all the way back to the 4-yard line, and Blanton Hale's going to have to make something happen as he gets it outside the 20 to about the 24, 25-yard line, and actually saved a little bit of what could have been a disaster for the Mavericks on the opening kick of the second half.
That's right. It looked like there was going to be a little bit of trouble there, but he was able to get to that outside, use his speed, and able to come away and put them past the 20-yard line, giving them a good field position right about the 25.
All right, so here we'll go. The starting offense for the Mavericks: Perkins, Clow, Andrus, Oseda, and Sims on the offensive line. Russell Crawford, Aiden Green are the primary receivers. Denaj Montgomery is the tailback. Alton Henderson, 5'9", 170-pound senior at quarterback. And on first down, they'll hand off Montgomery, and he'll get across the 30 to about the 32, 33-yard line, where it's 2nd down and 3.
Marshall kind of gets the start that they want on the first down run play there. Comes away with about 6-yard gain there. Comes away making a couple guys miss.
Henderson had 5 carries for 54 yards in the first half. Montgomery, 8 carries, 19 yards now. That was a 7-yard gain, so he had 7 for 12 in the first half of this game. Yeah, it's been tough running for both teams. 2nd down and 3. We'll get you to Longview defense after this 2nd down play as Anderson's going to keep this one himself. And no, I tell you what, he ran into a couple guys, and he's just strong-fied pushing forward as he fought out of that tackle attempt by Lawson Tubb to get the first down for the Mavericks.
Strong young man there. Didn't have much of a hole there. Found his first down, and he fell forward to make sure you keep this drive alive.
Mavericks 1-0 after a 1-point comeback win last week over Tyler, who's getting pummeled by Legacy tonight. 34-0 was the score we saw just a minute ago. Tyson Johnson, Darryl Dolly, and Christian Williams are the defensive line. Jaden Woolridge and Bradley Williams, the outside backers. Tubb and Jersey Hampton Williams are the inside backers. And on 2nd down, rolling, and now taking off running. And Alton Henderson goes out of bounds outside the 40. He'll go about 5, maybe 6 yards. It brings up 2nd down and 4.
Play action pass there. Quarterback looked like he kept the bootleg as he saw the outside edge. He took the ball down and ran with it.
And there's
it looked like a flag. Yep.
Yeah, back at the 35-yard line. So this they picked it up. All right, well, somebody dropped their laundry. They decided no. It was accidental, so they'll mark him down at the 40 for a 4-yard gain.
I was curious is they was going to call a block in the back, but referee picks up this flag here.
Josiah Hill, you see over here at number 7, he is starting at corner tonight because of the injury to Bubba White last week. TJ Jackson, Hobart Nelson, DK Carter, the other 3 in the secondary as we go 2nd down and 6. 17-7, Lobos with the lead. They have dominated this series the last quarter century. Henderson, again, this is the one he went 45 on, and he's good for a first down as he gets outside the 45-yard line. He's just hard to bring down. He's not terribly large. We said earlier he goes 5'9", 170, but he's quick and he's powerful.
Short and compact, lower leverage to the ground. He bounces off that tackle, and he wants to let everybody know he's like that as he's celebrating getting that big first down. Ball almost at midfield.
And you'll note this is a team that is right-handed running when he's running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They run to that right side over. He had one run, I think, left, and that didn't go anywhere. So it's first down now at the 47-yard line, opening series of the second half. Handoff, Montgomery. They have avoided the pass here to start the second half. Montgomery spun out of a tackle. That was Jersey had him.
Yep.
Hampton Williams couldn't hang on. It's positive yards for Montgomery across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, missed tackle there by your linebacker, but it slowed him up a little bit, but he got positive yards, 4-yard gain after that missed tackle. Almost would have been a tackle for a loss that he spun out of.
So it brings up 2nd down and 6. Opening drive now at 9:45 left to play in the third quarter. Of course, the Lobos came out with a big drive to open up the second half last week against Lufkin that pretty much salted away the game. Henderson with an empty backfield, keeping this right up the middle. He's got a first, and he's in the secondary across the 40 to the 35-yard line. They'll move the chains, and it's another Marshall Maverick first down at the 34.
The lane was open. He exploded out of it, picking up about 15 yards on that gain there. He exploded through and got a big first down.
And it's smart. They spread the Lobos out. Empty backfield. He let him be back in the gun and then just pick his hole. His offensive line just has to move a couple guys out of the way. First down at the 34-yard line. This drive started back at the 23. Back to pass Henderson for the first time. That one batted up in the air and knocked down. And I think that's the big paw of Tyson Johnson, the 6'3" junior that knocked that one down. And it's going to bring up second down and 10.
Excellent job there by Johnson, who last year was a sophomore, played defensive tackle, moved back to his normal position at defensive end, used that height, get his big hands up on there and batted that ball away for incompletion.
Yeah, if you can't get to the quarterback, that's the teach. Get that hand up and see if you can't at least affect the ball if you can't get to his body. So they do that. Second down and 10 now. First time the Mavericks on this first half drive or second half drive have been with a long situation. They'll go Henderson again and squirts his way to maybe the 32-yard line for a gain of a couple.
You got to think is maybe this 4-down territory, ball at almost the 30-yard line. You need points here. You've done a good job of running almost 4 minutes off this clock.
Oh, I think you have to go.
Yeah, for sure. It depends on how many yards you get here. I would think so.
See, I don't know. From here, it's a 50-yard field goal.
And I
Punting
don't trust
it is, you run the risk of punting the end zone. You only give up 12 yards on the turnaround of possession. I almost think I'm going no matter what here. We'll see if we can hold them on third down and make that conversation happen. Third down and 8. Handoff Montgomery. He's going to be short out to the 29-yard line, so it's 4th and 5.
4th and 5 here. You know that now for sure. You know they're going to go for it as they ran the ball up the middle.
That's that call you make without planning on going forward on 4th.
Yep, absolutely right.
Little swap of players. Daryl Dolly getting back into the game as they ran out Jaden Woolridge. So 4th down and 5. This drive started back 20-ish yard line. We're 7.5 minutes left here in the quarter. They've eaten up so far a good, 4.5 minutes. There you go, 4th down, and they're going to take a timeout. Yeah, it was a little confusion on the Mavericks side, so they'll burn a timeout here. This is that important of a drive. We'll take a break. 17-7 our score. 7:16 left to play in the third quarter. You're watching us here on Longview Game Day. Alrighty, welcome back. Well, still in a timeout. Long discussion here on this timeout. 4th down and 5. This has been the impressive drive so far for the Mavericks. 9 plays, 46 yards. It's parked him here at the Lobo 29-yard line with that 4th and 5 coming up. And I would think if you're the Mavericks, this may be the most important play of the game.
For sure here, down 10. 4th down play here at the 29-yard line, 4th and 5.
They set it up with 3 to the right. One receiver left. Henderson going to roll to his right. Rolling, being chased, and he's not going to be anywhere near a first down as they bump him out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line, and the Lobos are going to get the ball back. And how about the speed on the edge of Tyson Johnson, who had to turn and chase and force the quarterback out of bounds? They lose 2. We get the ball back.
Chuck, they took a time out there and still never got the play call right. Looks like it was a play-action pass, but there was nobody out there running the route. Quarterback had nobody to throw to. He definitely didn't have nowhere to run, as that is a turnover on downs with a loss of about 4 yards and gives it back to the Lobos. So excellent job there by Longview, bending but not breaking.
They took 10 plays. They took almost 5 full minutes. They came away with no points. 7:11 left. First down Lobos now at the 33-yard line. And on first down, how about the quarterback? Trey Hamilton keeping that. He gets outside the 35 as he's dropped by Jamarian Sparks. Picks up about 3, second down and 7.
Jamarian Sparks, the cornerback on the outside, coming away with the good tackle there, getting the quarterback down, not being able to let him get outside. Because if you get outside the cornerback, you definitely running. As you see, McCaden Frazier, who's coming in for the first time, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, we have not seen him in the game yet.
Big, soft junior running back.
So on second down and about 7, Hamilton back to pass, throws one to the flat. That's Herndon. He's got a first down as he's dropped at the 45-yard line.
Jaden is doing an excellent job there, coming on a tunnel screen, wide receiver screen there. He catches it, gets upfield quickly, gets a first down. First down on this drive.
You want to keep him involved, but with the games you got ahead of you, you don't want to show too much as far as route tree and that kind of thing goes with the offense here.
Completely concur with you.
4 receivers set this time. Hamilton going to hand off. And this is the aforementioned McCaden Frazier, who goes forward across the 50 to the 49-yard line as he goes for 6.
You thought Keelan Cummins was a load. This young man, McCaden Frazier, is a bigger load. Yeah, and he is introducing himself to you tonight with his first carry as he falls forward for a gain of 6.
You heard me kind of laugh. That young man's not going to fall backwards. Take something exceptional like the big defensive tackle last week.
Yeah, for sure.
215-pound junior, had just 4 carries last week, but did get a touchdown. Second down 4, let him try it again. Picking his way forward. He's not going to get a first, but goes forward for about a yard. Now it brings up 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3 here. You pretty much have whatever play call you want in your arsenal. You got your big back still in the game as of now. What is Coach Sander what is he going to dial up? What does he have up his sleeve here to be able to convert and get your first down?
Offensive line, Jaden Jackson, Star Shaw, Beckett Cox, Demarion Pickren, and Brady Yoder have had their hands full. You see that big number 99 who just looms over everybody else out there. Breon Williams. How about right again up the middle, right behind that offensive line, and that's a first down as pile the ball down to the 39-yard line. Frazier with a pickup of 9.
Had a defender wrapped around his waist and drug him for about 5 yards.
Gain of 3rd and 3. He picks up 9. First down, move the chains. Ball inside of the 40-yard line. Big-time gain there by McCaden Frazier.
That's just another element he brings to the Lobo offensive attack.
He'll stay back there again. He's had 3 consecutive carries. How about 4 in a row? Nope, this time it'll be Trey just cannot get away. I tell you, they have been so active. This time Natavian Johnson grabs him for a loss back to the 42-yard line. It's a read option. You got your choice here. Give it to the fullback Frazier, keep it, and he read it right. It was just such a good play by Johnson. It's a loss of 3 yards.
Got to give this Marshall defense credit tonight. Longview has not been able to break away our usual big-time runs tonight at all. I believe our longest one is by Trey. It was on the pass play, and he just took off and ran with it.
So we'll go second down 13. They'll go true I. Handoff Graves coming off right tackle across the 40, carries a defender back to about the 38-yard line. Let's see who got the ride that time. I think that was the linebacker Joel Shepard.
Yeah. End of the win here on this 3rd and 9. You need to pick up half of it here to realistically have a chance to go for it on 4th.
And I was going to say, Frank, it looks like it's died down. I'm looking at that flagpole. It's definitely not blowing out as hard as it was earlier on our field goal attempt in the 2nd quarter.
So 3rd down and 9 coming up on 3:45 left here in the 3rd. 17-7 Lobos. Graves out of the game. And back to pass goes Hamlin. Got all kinds of time. Throws toward Herndon. Lays out. Can't come up with it, though, at the 20-yard line. And it's 4th down.
Play that we got to make there. Got to be able to come away with that catch. Unfortunately, that brings up a 4th and long. And we are in kind of a no-man's land situation. And we are definitely going for it right here.
Lobo's going to bring Sean Davis, number 12, in. The 5'10" junior checking in. So Huffman's out there, Herndon's out there, Davis is out there. And it looks like it's Keelan in the backfield. So fourth and, fourth and about 9. Hamilton with a little time, looking, throwing deep. Herndon overshoots him, and there's a flag.
Ford was definitely holding the back of Herndon's jersey.
Yep. We saw 4 leave the game. Monta Hayes leave the game earlier in the first half, but this time he gets called for the pass interference or holding, either one. Will result in a first down.
You hear the boo birds over there from Marshall's sideline, but I saw that before that ball was thrown. He was definitely was grabbing on Herndon's jersey. 15-yard penalty that is bringing up a first down, as he was double covered too, so there was no need for the defender to panic. But you did us a favor, gave us a first down.
Yeah, it's a aggressive call on the 4th down play. You weren't going for the 9, you were going for about a 20-yard gain. And while the Lobos didn't get the completion, they get the first down anyway. So they'll move the ball up to the 23-yard line. First down, clock now under 3.5 left to play here in the third. We go back to the ground, back to Frazier, who bullies his way across the 20 down to about the 18-yard line.
Frazier is having his way right now in this drive as he has taken over this backfield of this third quarter, coming away with some good runs, positive yard gains, falling forward. He gets about half of what he needs to get the first down. And now here we go, second.
5 carries, 25 yards on this drive. So every time he's touching, he's averaging 5. And he's going to get a play action this time. Toss toward the 5-yard line and couldn't come up with it, as this time the intended target was Jace Peterson. And it's third down.
Looked like he was fighting a little bit with the DB. Love to see him get his hands off of him earlier. Turned his head around and catch that ball, and he could have maybe walked on into that end zone. But defense, you're out there for a reason, and came away with the stop there.
3rd and 5, we're going with our big package with both Cummings and Frazier in the backfield now.
We need to come up with a name for this group. Let's call it Escalade or something.
Yeah. Give it to Frazier, going behind Cummings. He's to the 15-yard line. He needs to get to about the 13, so he's going to be a little shy. It'll be 4th and 2.
4th and 2, we're definitely going to go for it. Should probably keep this same personnel in the game.
You want to run that same play? I could run that same play.
I want to run it right back at him. Here we actually, yep, it looks like we are going. We're bringing the tight end, bringing both of the receivers out. We're going to have one tight end. And we're actually bringing in Grays and taking out McCade and Frazier in too.
Going with a smaller back as the second back now. Lone receivers, Jordan Hobbs, he'll go out left.
Maybe a triple option look.
Multiple tight ends. Graves, deep back. They hand it to Cummings, and it doesn't matter. Cummings just plows forward to the 12-yard line. That's a first down.
Cummings doing his job there, falling forward. Needed to got about 3. First down inside of your red zone, and again, Longview is doing what they had success with in the second quarter, and that is just grind this clock, tire the defense out. And we talked about Marshall, and they don't look like they have a lot of subs. A small team. When you wear them out, what do the twos look like?
8 carries, 34 yards for Cummings now. First down at the 12. Ball out, recovered Mavericks. Got in the red zone and turned it over. And Marshall dodges the bullet with 1:39 left to play in this third quarter.
These are moments where I know Coach King is losing it right now. You drive the ball, get inside the red zone. You need to convert on, at least get you some points inside of the red zone. Come away with the fumble on a box snap. Give Marshall the ball. This is how you leave teams in the game, but you got to continue to keep. You got to be able to get points off of those.
So they'll mark it at the 13-yard line. That's where Marshall's going to get the football. And really, they're down now to that position of you gotta go length of the field. That thing recovered, by the way, by their safety. That's number 2, Justin Murray. So back to work for the Lobo defense, still holding on to that 17-7 lead. 1:39 left to play here in the third. No points for anybody so far. Henderson going to roll, being chased, will still be rolling. Now he's going to step out of bounds back around the 13-yard line. It's Tyson Johnson, who was giving chase, and smartly before Jesse Hampton Williams was about to unload on him, Alton Henderson decided to step out of bounds.
Looks like Henderson is kind of coming up a little gimpy there. See him kind of grabbing onto that hamstring a little bit, but he's a ball player. He's not going to come out. He's going to actually have to catch a cramp for you to get him out.
They gained 2 on that play. Lobos did a really nice job stringing that thing out, and the big man, Tyson Johnson, just would not quit on the pursuit. Forced the hand to Henderson. So 2nd down and 8. They're going to go Montgomery and nothing doing. Well, I tell you what, Carter greeted him right at the point of the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd down as they lose a yard.
How about that play by your corner, setting the edge, coming away with the TFL. Well, maybe a short gain there, but coming away, putting his head in, making sure he doesn't break outside or break a tackle and get any more yards there.
Yeah, no, that's a yard loss. He gets a TFL for that. So we're down to a minute and counting. 3rd down and 9 after the turnover. Mavericks are facing a really have to do or die 3rd down. Anderson going to roll. Pursuit coming. Tubbs chasing him. Tubbs got him. He's got to take him out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be 4th down and long.
4th and long. Excellent job there by Lawson. Coming away with the. We're gonna call that a sack.
Oh yeah.
Calling a sack there by Tubbs. Coming away with a big 3rd down stop. Making Marshall punt the ball inside of the 10-yard line here. Are you gonna dial up some pressure to try to come away with the punt? Punter know he had to get this off quickly.
Loss of 6. Carter back at his 45-yard line. Grimaldo is going to be about midway through the end zone, standing on that Lobo O.
Look like we're in a safe call.
Yeah, they're going to let Carter bring it back. Let's see. He's got a chance at this one. Hangs up, snags it at the 47, stumbles and falls, and down he goes at the 48-yard line.
Just had that one man to beat, and he knew it.
He knew it.
That whole side of the field opened up, and that might have been 6, folks.
The best punter of the night tried to get himself going and just lost his feet there. But we get the ball back in our territory. Or in Marshall's territory. We get a chance to hopefully cap off what we tried to do on that last drive with 20 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
They had an opportunity for Carter to make something happen, and he grabbed his head as soon as he went down, knowing he had a really good chance to break one here and just could not keep his feet. So back at the 49-yard line, still on the Marshall side of the field. 20 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. We'll go 1st down and 10, Lobos. Hamilton back, setting up a screen. Red blown up. Linebacker just destroyed that play. That's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen an impressive play from Corday Wilbert.
Linebacker read that screen there. Maybe they had a man call. He comes away with the big tackle for a loss of about a 4. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here.
Yep, so we're back on the wrong side of the field. 17-7 the score. We're through 3. We'll take a timeout. We're coming right back here on Game Day.
Hi, I am Emily Kidwell Ramey, Longview's local independent insurance agent. I specialize in home, auto, life, and commercial. I'd be more than happy to help you with any of your insurance needs. And go Lobos.
Our offense was dominating this year. Fast, powerful, virtually unstoppable. In fact, the only slow member of the team was me. When I was sidelined with ankle pain, it put the whole season at risk. So, just like when my players need the best care, I turned to a proven provider. Now, I'm back in the game.
Get the care you need at physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital, or visit tsjh.org to find a specialist today.
All right, welcome back. Chuck Zach, Keaton Daniels, Frank Sides. Lobo's up by 10, but they just cannot get anything going offensively. Handoff inside to Cummins, and nothing happening there. We're going to have 3rd down and about 12 coming up. 17-7 our score. Closest game in this series in the last 25 years. Happened back in 2021 when the Lobos won 14-0.
Yeah, that was I remember that game. Tough game by the Lobos. I believe we was 0-0 for a while into that ball game, and we finally came away with 2 scores late. And here we are, 10-point game. Nobody scored that third quarter. Lobos had the ball to start this drive in Marshall territory. Now we got the ball on our side with the 3rd and 12.
Hamilton back to pass, 3-step drop, looking, trying to go deep. Arms went out toward Herndon, and he can't hang on to it at the 5. He let up just a little bit around the 15-yard line. I think he didn't see the ball and retracted it, and then just couldn't hang on to it. But hey, if you watched the Cowboys yesterday, CD can drop him too, so can Herndon.
What a throw, by the way. That was an unbelievable throw by Trey Hamilton.
He's over there telling himself he has to settle down. He thought he had a house call, thought he had a touchdown, but the guy has to come away with that catch. Those, you got to be able to score, or you have to be able to come away with the catch when the ball is thrown at you like that.
It's funny, we were talking during the break about they haven't gone deep. They haven't tried to go deep. Now, there they were.
There it goes.
And they had it.
Yep.
Punt on the way. This one's an end-over-end job. That's dangerous, but fair catch caught at the 22-yard line. And so the Mavericks will take over there. 10:59 left to play in the ball game. Still trailing by 10. Had a chance. I really think, watching that thing even back on the replay, it looked like he didn't see it for a second and then had to retrack it and hit the jets again and just couldn't control the body, the arms, the hands enough to make that catch.
Absolutely, we're correct there.
All right, so it's back at the 21, almost 22-yard line. First down, Mavericks. They scored on their opening drive, and since then they've been shut out. Lobos trying to continue that trend. Alton Henderson under center. Pitch is left. Montgomery to the 22, 3. That's all. About a yard, maybe 2.
Would have been a tackle for loss there, but he kind of spins his way out and kind of fell forward just to get maybe a half of a yard. And somebody's down for the Marshall Mavericks.
They have been banged up a bit in this game. They really took the brunt of it in defense in the first half with 3 starters going out, but they all have come back into the game. And now they've got an offensive player who's being tended to at the 20-yard line. Montgomery last week, 16 carries, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the Mavericks' win over Tyler. It's been a little tougher sledding against the Lobos today, as Montgomery has 12 carries, 27 yards, and 2 fumbles. Next week, it's the road show. We go to John Kincaid Stadium, South Dallas, take on those Bears.
Tough part of our schedule here as we 2 back-to-back road games, then a bye week, then we on the road again to Star District. Yep, this is a tough part because you don't play at home for another month.
Yep.
This is a tough part of your schedule where you need to get yourself or find out who you are.
And if you're at home going, well, that's not fair. Well, we had a month at home last year.
That is true.
It turns back around. This is our travel year. So a gain of a couple. Second down, almost 9 to 23. Henderson back to pass. He's got a little time. Middle of the field, got a man. That's caught at the 35-yard line. And enough for the first down.
Good throw, good catch there. He found the open receiver there in the zone to be able to come away with the first down as he limped off with a cramp as another Marshall player is down right now.
I believe that was Green with the catch. 36-yard line. So they pick up a first down. And we keep saying a have-to-have drive for the Mavericks. They're just going to run out of time or opportunities if they don't get the ball in the end zone. This is feeling like it's one of those you have to score. Handoff, Montgomery bounces off 1, that's all. He gets held up and dropped. First one there, Darryl Dolly, yard loss. Second down, 11.
Excellent play there by Dolly coming in and making a play.
And we'll remind you, your eyes are not deceiving you. The Lobos and Marshall Mavericks are in a barn burner of a ball game here. If you do think your eyes are deceiving you, give Longview Eye Associates a call located over on Gilmore Road. Not Gilmore Road, Judson Road. Stop in and tell them Game Day sent you.
Lobos have been pretty conservative about flipping defensive line. Last week, almost every couple of plays, they were bringing in 4 new linemen. They have not done a lot of that tonight. They've stayed with the starters for the most part. 2nd and 11. Here we go. Henderson rolling, throwing on the run off the hands of his intended target. TJ Jackson over on the coverage on Aiden Green, and now it's 3rd down and 11.
Excellent play there by Jackson as he gets a pat on the back by Coach Berry. As he came downhill, he saw what the coverage, or he saw what the receiver was trying to do and tried to run that route for him. It comes away with a pass breakup. Makes it 3rd and 11 now. You know Marshall has to throw the ball. Keep the quarterback in front of you and don't let him be able to break free.
Anderson was 5 of 14 last week for 103 yards. He's 2 of 5 for 18 yards and 1 touchdown tonight. Last year against the Lobos, 3 of 11 for 15 yards and 2 interceptions. A lot of similarities. 3rd and 11, he's looking quarterback draw. Gets out of the first tackle, can't get out from there. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down.
No gain. No game there. Brings up the 4th down.
How about Tyson Johnson again?
Causing havoc.
He's having a very nice game. So a quick, 1 first down, and that was it. They got to turn it right back over to the Lobos, where Carter, who had a chance the last time, is thinking, I'm catching this one, and I'm going. He's at the 35-yard line. Grimaldo's back at about his 20. Clock under 8.5. Snaps on the money. Grimaldo's kick, line drive spiral, caught at the 37. Here we go. 47, still on his feet. Marshall territory to the 44-yard line. I don't know if he didn't take a wrong avenue early in that return, or he might have gone to the house.
It's a good job, though. Good job by KD catching that punt, getting upfield, making a couple people miss, getting the ball inside at the 44-yard line.
Something about that number 6 in Lobo Green. They ain't calling a fair catch, and they're not letting the first person tackle them.
They're wearing 6 because when they get the ball, they're seeing 6. They're trying to go score.
19-yard return. First down, Lobos at the 44-yard line. So you're in plus territory. This is time for the put-away drive. Trey Hamilton, first down, will hand it off. Nothing. 2nd and 10 coming up. That Graves on the carry. Mason. It's actually Mason in there. No gain.
I believe Mason's first carry of this second half.
And so it's 2nd down and 10. Defensive line of Devon Tucker, Brandon Richardson, the big man Breon Williams, and Taven Johnson really have kind of controlled this line of scrimmage for the most part this evening. 2nd down 10. Hobbs split out wide left. Play action. Hamilton rolling, throwing low. Did he catch it? Looks like Jace Peterson's going to get a catch at the 32-yard line. They gain 12 and a first down.
Jace Peters did an excellent job diving or sliding in to make that catch to come away with the first down for the Lobos.
Peterson's 3rd catch today. 3 catches, 33 yards for him.
He's been making some plays tonight.
Huffman going to split out wide left. Peterson in the slot. Everything's open on the far side of the field, and it'll be handoff Cummings. Oh, he rode a defender over to about the 28-yard line.
That's Mason again.
No, it's me. Excuse me. I'm seeing the 3 and the 3.
No,
There's a 2 and a 3.
You're right. No, Mason was able to fall forward and bring some to that defender who was trying to take him down for a tackle as he falls forward.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Clock running under 6.5. Lobos in no hurry. Another score would be nice, certainly, but they're just wanting to milk that clock. Mason, the only guy in the backfield again with Hamilton. We're going to run the option. Pitch a little bit behind Mason. Makes a nice catch. Got the 25, the 20, the 15, and out of bounds at the 12. Best run of the night for Mason Washington. And now it's first down and 10 inside the red zone.
Biggest run of the night by Lobo, running back tonight. That was a speed option. The defender jumped on the quarterback so early that Mason had a wide open lane there to the sideline and comes away with a big first down.
16-yard gain, first down at the 12 now. Marshall just watching helplessly, 6 minutes left. This drive began back at the 44 on the short punt, and then nice return, 19-yard return by Carter. Right hash, first down. Handoff Mason, looking for a lane, can't find one as linebacker Joel Shepard got there and dropped him for no gain, second down and 10.
Washington on the carry.
Short yard gain.
Shepard on the side.
Actually, a no yard gain. The player was down, but he got himself back up.
Problem for Marshall is they're a little too one-dimensional offensively, but they have we thought their defense was going to be raggedy. They gave up a lot last week, but they really toughened it up, and they kind of play right into the style of the Lobos. Other than Texas High, I don't see anybody on their district schedule having anything for them. Another handoff to Washington, nothing doing. He gets dropped by Johnson, and now it's going to be third down. He actually lost a yard.
It's just the defensive line is just massive, and they're super, super athletic. They've been giving us fits all night.
Jaden Jackson, your starting left tackle, helmet comes off. He's going to have to take off a play.
And looks like checking in, Brady Yoder's coming back into the game. He had been the starting right tackle, so they'll move him over to left tackle. And now we've got third down and 11.
I say you give Herndon a crack at a jump ball here.
And he's taken off a couple plays this drive, or he's taken off a few plays this drive, and he checks back in. It's Glaze.
You know how much he's got to be itching to get another shot at that.
I was watching him. I was watching him doing that drive and just seeing how he was moving, or seeing, watching talking to himself and trying to calm down.
Lobos are having personnel issues, so they'll take a timeout. It comes with 4:40 left here in the game. They made a couple of late substitutions, just couldn't get the offense right. So up 17-7, they'll burn a timeout. They've still got 2 left.
Coach is definitely trying to think about getting the touchdown here as he elects to use that timeout.
There's Tim Sanders getting to call the plays. And Oscar Wilson trying to get his first career head coach win. 47 years in the making. That's a 47th of a win? No. What much is that? It's like 2%.
Yep.
2% of a win every year to get to here. Yikes. And because of the timeout, they got to get Jaden Jackson back in the game. So that worked advantage Lobos.
For sure.
You get your left tackle back in there, especially dealing with this defensive line. You would rather have your starters dealing with them than somebody who's been sitting on the bench maybe and had not been fresh. 3 receivers left this time on third down and 11. Hamilton looking that way. Going back of the end zone. Got a man, but it's off of his fingertips. A little bit high in the back corner as Javier Glave was the intended target, and now it's fourth down.
Trey let his receiver go up and be able to make a play. Would have been a tough catch.
Pretty good throw.
Pretty good throw there, but it comes away incomplete as he was not able to come down with that ball. And here comes your field goal team looking to try to put up 3 more points tonight.
I got the 6'2 Hobbs. I got the 6'3 Huffman. I got the 6'2 Herndon. And I threw that pass high back of the end zone to the 5'8 Glave.
The corner route there. I will admit, Glave, he's a ball player. He goes out and he can make those plays, but nonetheless, he wasn't able to make that third down catch.
So another chance for Felipe Alaya. His kick on the way. How about another one? The lead up to 20-7. Those are points you'll take. We flip the lights on and off again just because it's cool. 30-yard field goal is good. He's hit from 30 and 35 now. And we'll take a break. 4:30 left to play. Lobos up by 13 here on Game Day.
I'm going hard and taking my chances. I give it moves and I give advances. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. Let's go.
7 plays, 31 yards. And how about a field goal for good measure? Lobos up by a 20-7 margin now. And Elia going to come in a little pooching high kick this time to about the 26-yard line where it's fair. Caught in the Mavericks with 4:30 left. We'll try again. And still a little bit of scrumming going on between the two. 115 years. This rivalry dates back to 1909. Mavericks dominated the early part of this thing. In fact, it took the Lobos until, I think it was 1981 to tie the series up. From 1909 to 1968, it was really all Mavericks. But then the Lobos got going. They went on a 19-year winning streak. They won 24 of the last 25, and now they've got a 25-game lead in this series. So at the 25-yard line, it'll be first down for the Marshall Mavericks. And Henderson back. Pressure coming. He gets away. Nope, got dropped. For a second, it looked like he was going to slip between the two blitzers, but they got him, and Chaston Wrighton getting the credit for that sack all the way back to the 15, make it that 12-yard line.
Yeah, and that's basically a drive killer for an offense this one-dimensional. Going to be real tough to dig out of that hole.
Yeah, like I said earlier, that's going to be their ish this year. They have got to figure out a way to be able to throw the ball. And like I said early on, they've got a guy, Russell Crawford, who's 6'5", had 4 catches last week. They just haven't been able to do much getting him the ball today. Second down and 23. Henderson back again. Got a little more time this time. Flings a fastball, and it's over the head of his intended target up at the 22-yard line. That's Aiden Green that couldn't come down with it. Now it's third down.
And the Lobo defense, it's just been one big play tonight. The rest of the game, they have been on point. Not allowed a. I'm not sure that they have even total positive yards since the 40-yard rush. Chuck, any idea where they are total yardage-wise tonight?
Oh, let's see. 109.
So
total offense.
About as much the rest of the game as they got on one play.
Yeah. Third down. Oh, Lobos jump. Now, the offensive lineman reacted and came out of his stance. Looked like that may have been the right guard that budged. Now, let's see if the Lobos were across the line. But the Mavericks are backing up, so apparently they have convinced themselves that it was a false start. And nope, it did get offsides. I kind of thought that for a second. The Lobos, I thought, were in the neutral zone before the Mavericks moved. And sure enough. So an offside penalty at least makes it a little more manageable. It'll be third down and 18 now. Ball up at the 17-yard line. Clock sitting at 3:39. Henderson back, pressure coming. They set up middle screen, caught by Montgomery. He'll have the first down and more. And he's out of bounds outside the 40. Let's see where they're going to mark him. He'll say where? Oh, flag down. Wait a minute. Back at the 36-yard line. This one may be walking in the wrong direction for the Marshall Mavericks.
Just a killer there. First positive play in about 2.5 quarters, and it's going to be taken off the board.
We talked right before the half about the Mavericks all-out pass rush, and you may get susceptible to a screen, and that's what happened here. So they're going to call Crawford with the holding penalty. It happened about a yard in front of the first down. So all that net result is they get about 9 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and 9. So there's all that.
Trailing by 2 scores. Everything's 4-down territory from here on out.
So they've got 3rd down and 9. Henderson back, rolling, grab, dropped. How about Hampton Williams with a sack back at the 24-yard line? Now it's 4th down, about 11.
It was either a little delayed blitz there or he was the spy and figured out pretty quickly what was going on. But he shot through that hole like a rocket. And once he gets his hands on you, especially with you rolling across the other direction, having to throw across your body, it was night-night for that young man.
All right, well, 4th down. You don't have much choice if you're the Mavericks. They'll take a timeout and talk about it with 2:54 left.
Yeah, and I think obviously they're going to have to go for it here, but their offensive line's just not holding up well enough right now to even give the receivers a chance to get 12 yards down the field.
Well, and the point at this stage is Lobo defenders know you got to pass, and if they know you got to pass, there's not much the Maverick offensive line's going to do about it. Johnson, Dolly, Wrighton, Hampton Williams, I mean, those guys are coming. And everybody knows they're coming, and there's not much the Mavericks can do about it. They've added back into the game as well Philip Hamilton, 88, who also has been unleashed to rush the passer. Von Darren Adams in the secondary as they pretty much removed all the linebackers. Well, I say that. They've removed kind of the outside linebackers and gone to really a dime package now. So 4th down and 13, back at the 22. Rush coming, middle screen. Montgomery with a catch. He's got a ways to go. He's not going to get there. Taken out of bounds. Carter on the tackle, and that will end the Mavericks' opportunity here with 2:48 to play. Longview's going to take over at the 30-yard line.
And the Lobo defense and Coach Berry did what the Lobos do. They gave up a score on the first drive of the game and then just shut out ever since.
Yeah, they didn't help them by having turnovers at the end of the first half. That really was kind of the killer, where they had back-to-back fumbles that happened deep in the red zone, and the Lobos just took full advantage of that, and that really has been the difference of this game. These two have been fairly closely matched all game long, but in a game that's this close, you can't afford those turnovers in those spots. And so with 2:48 left, ball at the 30, Lobos just want to run this thing out. You want your 3-minute offense, and we'll go straight ahead for a couple as Frazier stumbles forward to the 28-yard line.
And again, thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Had a sellout out there. Had people up on the hill for the first time in a couple years as we have another Maverick down. Appreciate everybody's support. Again, Coach King, if you're dialed in, if you're still watching, you're in all of our prayers and thoughts. Get well soon, big guy, and looks like you left things in good hands. The Lobos did what the Lobos do tonight, and 1-0.
Devon Tucker, by the way, is the injured Maverick.
1-0 this week, and as we prepare for the big one, we're headed to Kincaid Stadium next Friday night. We'll see the #1 ranked team in the state in 5A Division 2 or 1? 2. You're right. South Oak Cliff Bears.
Yeah.
Came in here last year and might have been the game of the year across the state of Texas.
It was a pretty good game.
It was 45-44, I believe.
It's funny. At this time last year, we had a squeaker over Lufkin. We blew out Marshall. We lost a close game to South Oak Cliff. Lost a game to Ruston that kind of left a bad taste because it was back-to-back home losses for the first time in 20-plus years.
And we kind of limped into that one with some key injuries.
We did, and lots of grumbling about this team isn't as good. That's right before we ran off 10 in a row.
Well, you're skipping the well-timed bye week, right?
Yeah, we had the bye.
I'm sure
that's
that
right.
was no fun around here for some of the young men, but they got to work and solved it.
Yeah, and 10 wins in a row, a record season from Boosie Washington, a huge come-from-behind win in the playoffs over Lancaster, and a shocker for the state in a blowout of DeSoto, ended in the state semifinals. So, you can get overhyped and grumbly in non-district games while you're trying to figure out who plays where, what plays work best, what's our best options on these things, and now your head coach is sidelined for a while. We're going to go 2-0. We're going to go to South Oak Cliff, and we're going to play for next week. And as both John King and Oscar Wilson say, you're trying to go 1-0 next week. So on 2nd down and 8, we get the injured Devon Tucker off the field, and
we're going to have to clean some things up before we head to Dallas next week, though.
Lobos in no hurry. They're just going to let the clock run down. That's what they're doing right now, is just watching the seconds pour off. They've got 10 on the play clock, and they'll get ready to snap it right before 0. No, they're not. They're going to take a timeout.
No, it's a 2-minute warning again, remember?
2-minute warning. That's right. The silly 2-minute warning got us again. It's going to take me a year to be – and they don't want it to call 2-minute warning. They're calling it a 2-minute timeout. I actually was reading up on this the other day, and the officials in both – this is an NCAA rule. Don't want it to be the 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute timeout. So we get the 2-minute timeout with a 20-7 lead, and the Lobos just standing there watching the clock melt down. Oscar Wilson's on top of that. Let it run down to 2 minutes. We're not snapping the ball.
And Coach Wilson, you guys saw him on the pregame, and if you didn't go back and watch that, he is all business. He's all Lobo. The Lobos are in good hands while the big guy recovers. We knew that. And the culture here is so ingrained deeply that there was never going to be a problem as far as that goes. But just being down there and seeing it, it was business as usual on a Friday night here at Lobo Stadium.
Well, we can do this. John Berry's defense gave up 2 scores last week because of turnovers put him in bad position. His defense gave up a bad play on basically the first play from scrimmage, a Henderson 45-yard run, and they've held Marshall to virtually 50 yards, 60 yards from that point forward for the rest of the game. So if you're worrying about the Lobos, let's start on the defensive side where I think things are moving all right. We got offensive things we still got to clean up. It's not a surprise. This is Trey Hamilton's, 5th game starting at quarterback? We've got basically a new backfield, basically a new offensive line.
And lost the best linebacking core in the history of the program probably, and it looks like the linebackers this year are going to be up to the task, flying all over the place. And in case you're wondering, Keaton has made his way down to the field to conduct his post-game interviews, in case you're wondering why you're not hearing that familiar voice.
And we're talking about this like we're losing 20-7. We're winning this game 20-7. We're about to be 2-0. You're winning this rivalry game yet again.
And you've got to give Marshall some credit. You mentioned it earlier. That's not a team you want to see in district play moving forward after seeing this tonight. That's a salty bunch on the other side over there.
They can figure out how to throw the football. They're going to be trouble for folks. All right, 3rd down, handoff Mason, trying to figure out a way to get to a first. He's not. He'll be dropped back at the 30 for a loss of 2. It'll be 4th down and 12.
And I think Marshall's going to use their final timeout. No, they aren't. They're just going to let this run on down. That'll be it.
Well, it won't be it. We're going to have to snap the ball again. We're down to 45 seconds, so they're going to have to snap it at least one time, and they're going to get the ball for at least a snap, too. Unless we pick up 1st down.
Something tells me we're not going to be running a pass play here.
I would think not.
So if we're going to get this 1st down, we're going to have to get a better push up front than we've had all night.
There's about a 14-second difference between game clock, play clock, as we're down to 5 on the play clock. And look for another handoff. Sure enough, Mason Washington trying to get the edge. He gets the 1st down. He gets the corner, and he tight ropes his way out of bounds. We'll see where they marked him out at the 10-yard line. So it picks up, 14, 19 yards. And what will probably be the last actual offensive play of the evening for the Mavericks, for the Lobos, rather.
Yep, I believe we are in victory formation now, which is my favorite formation.
Lobos, 18 first downs, 135 rushing yards, 117 throwing the football. That's 252 yards total offense. Mavericks, 6 first downs, 89 on the ground on 29 carries. And just 24 yards passing. That's 113 yards. 45 came on their first play from scrimmage. Lobos, best way to describe it is they just smothered the Mavericks tonight. They smothered the Marshall Mavericks. Their defense just did not let them get anything going after the first play. And the Lobo offense was good enough to win today. Didn't do anything spectacular, good enough to win. Mason Washington, 13 carries, 45 yards. That 20-yarder got him to 45. Keelan Cummings had 9 carries for 35. McCaden Frazier, 8 for 30. Hamilton had 6 for 22. Caden Graves, 4 carries for 3 yards. On the other side for the Mavericks, Henderson with 16 carries, 63 yards. Do the math on that. 15 carries for 18 yards after his one big one. Yeah, Montgomery had 13 carries for 26 yards. He also had 2 fumbles. Alton was 3 of 7 for 24 yards and a touchdown throwing the football. Hamilton was 13 of 22 for 117. Jaden Herndon with 4 catches for 34. Jace Peterson, 3 for 33. Keelan Cummings, 2 for 35. They were the leaders. On the other side, Green had 1 catch for 13 to lead the Mavericks.
Well, the soft open to the season for me is over now, and now it's time for the tough stuff. We go on the road, Dallas, where it's going to be crowded, a nationally televised game next week versus South Oak Cliff. Obviously, if you're watching us, you're going to tune in and watch us next week as opposed to the Victory Plus, but just letting you know that is an option, and there's going to be a ton of folks there, a ton of press. The whole state of Texas, the eyes of Texas will be on us. I'm curious to see what South Oak Cliff does tonight versus Duncanville.
I don't know. No coach is ever happy. You'll always hear him say, we could have done this better. Oscar Wilson's got to be relieved, if nothing else. Happy, maybe not. Relieved. This one's in the books. We won the game. We move on. We were 1-0 this week. John King can sleep tonight. He's not going to have to stay up all night worrying about this team that didn't win. They won tonight. Even without you here, they were thinking about you. They're still doing it right now. And as they love to say, they went 1-0 again this week. They're 2-0 on the season. And they get ready for a huge showdown next week against the Bears of South Oak Cliff. What do you think? Done?
I think it's time to go home.
I'll tell you what, Keaton's down the sideline. For him, for Frank Sides, I'm Chuck Zach. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get ready because we're back on the air next Friday night. Big one at Kincaid. If you can't be there, you can be with us here on Longview Game Day. So long, everybody.